Hey everybody, how's it going? Happy Saturday. You know the drill. The last 3 weeks, we've been drinking scotch. Either I'm drinking new scotch or somebody else is drinking new scotch. That's what we're doing again today. We're doing it with Adriana over at Whiskey Mountains. Hopefully, my half-lit self yesterday remembered to put her link in the description box below to her channel. Hopefully it's there. If it is, go check it out. I'm gonna say hi to some people in chat, and then we're gonna bring her in, and we're just gonna get it started. Okay, Kelko, Brian. Hope you two have a blast. I'm out and about. Hopefully we'll catch the replay. Okay. No worries. Hey, John Cuisine, how's it going? We got all the people that were on the Patreon pregame just hanging out. We got Jacob Humphreys, who I used to work with. How's it going, Jacob? Jacoby is what we actually used to call him. He probably doesn't want me to tell you that, but it's fine. I see 86. Hello, everyone. By the way, Shayla, my name is I as in iron, C as in crowbar, and 86 as in 86. Okay. Iron crowbar 86. I'm going to call you IC 86, I think. Scotch, Scotchy, Scotch. Hey, Ute. How's it going? Okay, is it Oot or Ute? I always probably say it wrong. Pete Head, Frank, evening/afternoon, everybody. Hello. Love the pregame. Everyone visit Idaho. Yeah. Yep. I've only been to Idaho once, and it was actually for a robotics competition at I think it was the Vandals. That was the college. It was like a yellow eye. So I didn't actually get to see much nature. It snowed a lot, but yeah. Anyway. Cool story, Shayla. Okay, we got Matthew Reedy says, Scotch. Correct. We've actually been pre-gaming with some Scotch, and then more recently, Bourbon. So it might be a little weird. The first Dram might be weird because we pre-gamed probably with the wrong thing, but it's fine. Lone Wanderer says, sweet baby Jesus, after messing around for an hour, I fixed the air conditioner. Thank goodness, because it's probably like 110 degrees where you're at. Obi-Wan Jacoby. Yeah, that's why we call him Jacoby. Because he's a Star Wars fan. We're Star Wars fans. So, Jaime, not Jamie, says, what's up, everybody? Hey. Yeah, so basically, and also he was basically Obi-Wan Jacoby because he is the IT guy. So he's our freaking Jedi master, basically, telling us how to fix our computers. We got Carlo Mac. The Mac is in the house. Mr. Whiskey says cheers. Hey, we got Juliet, the one and only. Mr. Whiskey is drinking rye. Great. Love rye. Finally scored against Austria. Oh, you're watching football. Okay, soccer, football. Cool. Okay, guys, that was the quickest introduction run that I've ever done. 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Yay for me. Okay, so Adriana, if you're ready, give me a thumbs up. And if you're not, then give me a thumbs down. Okay, thumbs up. All right, guys, we're going to enter Adriana into the chat. Adriana, goddammit, I keep saying her name wrong. Hey, Adriana. How's it going?
You got it the first time and the third time, so
I know how to say your name. I don't know why. Especially when I get Shay Lammard, it's way worse in my brain, at least. I know it's Adriana,
yeah, it's funny because you're in Mexico, so the pronunciation there would be Adriana.
Yeah, that's how we say it. Like, I know people called that, and then for some reason I'm speaking English to you, and it switches, and I'm like, nope, and it's like, no, it's Adriana. Dang it, I can't get it together. But
and speaking of, just because I see her in chats all the time, I think it's Uta. For Uta Masi, I think it's Uta.
Oh, yep, Uta. Okay.
Yeah. It threw me for the longest time, too, because I'm in Utah, and the Native American group here and the university is the Utes. Yeah. So I definitely thought Ute.
Ute, yeah. Okay, so Uta. Yep. Okay, I will try to remember that. And just, you can always tell me that I'm saying your name wrong. If I ever am saying anybody's name wrong, just put it in chat, because I want to say your name right. I hate it when people call me Shyla. It's annoying. Okay, yes, football, not hand egg. Okay, football. Josh Randall says, hit the like. Bubble Bath Bourbon. Nate says, LOL, hand egg. That's awesome.
Like it up. That's actually what I was doing with my phone, was trying to pull it up so I could like it.
Oh, wow. Well, there you go. What an awesome guest. That's dedication right there.
Yeah, sure.
IC86 says, hi, and congrats on your fundraiser. Guys, if you don't know, Adriana just did the most kick-ass whiskey tube fundraiser that has ever been done ever in the last 10 years. Probably ever. It was for Alzheimer's research, and she raised over $10,000. The crazy thing about that, not only is it $10,000, over $10,000, which is nuts, but she doesn't have the ability to get super chats, which is just like, what? How freaking crazy. That was amazing.
Yeah, that was nuts. I felt really bad for the mods. We met up a few times beforehand to try and make it as simple as possible for them and spread the work and everything. But yeah, it was kind of nuts. But I mean, like, I have before that stream, I was, in the 600s, and the fact that so many other channels donated, showed up to be on it. The Mash and Drum, ADHD, Bourbon Bites, they were all on it. Like, it was just. We raised, I think we're around 10,600 now.
Yeah.
Because I've gotten a few more donations since it. So like about halfway through, I could see some of the things coming in, so I could read the messages, but I couldn't see the total. So I went back to the little dashboard to see the total, and it said like 5,000 and something. And to me, it had already been like, if I break 2,000, like that would be just freaking insane. That'll be the coolest. And when I saw it, I remember just kind of like, is something wrong with it? And I was like, is something wrong with it?
Or somebody else?
I'm like, oh, did somebody enter something in wrong, or is it accidentally multiplied? I'm like, what's happening?
Oh my gosh, how cool. Yeah, that was really amazing. That was, well, I think many of us cried that night, pretty sure.
Yep.
Yeah, that was just so cool. And I just love that about the community. We were going to do a fundraiser for St. Jude's. That was my original plan. My patrons voted on it. And then Scotch Trooper passed away. And so we ended up doing a fundraiser for him instead.
Yeah. And
it was insane. Yeah, I think we raised somewhere around like $3,500 or something like that. But which was amazing. It was like, wow, how cool is this community? But to pass 10,000 was just like, wow, like this is how amazing this community is. It's pretty insane.
Yep. Yeah. I remember you doing the one for Scotch Trooper. That was just like such a cool thing. And it was funny because when I do the Alzheimer's walk every year, when I started my channel, I was like, one of the cool things would be if I had a channel, maybe I could do, an Alzheimer's fundraiser with it or whatever. And it's like, now I got to and raised all that. And it's Lone Wanderer is asking if PayPal questioned me for fraud. So because it's funny, right? Like maybe 3/4 of the way in, nobody could donate through PayPal. And it's because I'd had so much that PayPal made me fill out a tax form on it, because they were like, you've opened a business and you're getting all these, all this income or whatever. So I had to fill out a tax form.
Oh gosh. That's crazy.
So hopefully I'll be able to show them that all of that income was donated whenever I do my taxes.
Yeah.
But that's why it broke. Because I've made too much money for like an individual to do.
A regular person.
They're like, you're a business.
Yeah, 10,000 in a day is kind of insane, right? Like even if you're a business, that's insane.
Yeah. So and that was with some of the donations coming in directly to the Alzheimer's fundraising, the association had to pay. And even with that, it was like, no, you're a business. You've made too much money.
Yeah, my Whiskey Central account is a business account. And so I didn't have any problems. I didn't even think about that it was, your personal, but that's so crazy.
Yeah, I'm too early on to have even thought about turning anything into like business.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Income?
Yeah, that doesn't exist. I'm just spending money. We hit the 1,500 target on the site before the stream. How insane is that?
Yeah,
so cool.
Yeah. I set the goal for the team on the page higher than I've ever said it before, and still we hit it before the stream even started. I was like, so I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, that was such a cool. And what's so amazing is like that stream will go down in history. It's history. Like it is the stream, like for fundraisers at least, you know. But yeah,
that's what happens if you bug people enough. If you bug people enough on their channels about like, hey, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening.
Yep. So
nuts.
Cool.
But yeah.
So I can't remember. Do you know what these are, or are these blind for you?
I do know what these are.
Okay. Cool.
In that you wrote on them. You had sent me some. I read over like the Instagram message you had sent me about him. I still don't remember that much.
Oh, that's fine. We'll go.
I know so little about it, but yeah. I think one of them.
One's what?
I think one of them at least is peated.
Yes, and I probably should have sent you more peated stuff. But that's okay. Next time.
It'll be more of an exploration.
yeah. And I thought it'd be fun. So we've got Highland bourbon cask. We've got an Isla sherry cask. We've got a Highland sherry. We've got a Speyside that has sherry and ex-bourbon, and then we've got an Isla that's peated. So kind of different, areas. So hopefully we can find something that you enjoy.
Honestly, until your streams, with the bourbon drinkers, I thought that all Islas were peated. Like I kind of I thought Isla meant peated, like not that it actually meant, but that any Scotch from that area was just that was a peated kind of. They did everything peated.
Yeah, so, same here. I was so surprised when I first found out. I got this Bruichladdich, the Classic Latte, because I'd heard about it. I didn't know that it wasn't that it was unpeated. I was like, what? It's from Isla, and that was when I found out that they're not all peated, which is so cool to know,
Yeah, it's like, I just thought they peated everything. I mean, I know it's a process that they do. It's not like it grows peated or something, but I just thought that was the thing there. So
yeah, no, that's so cool. So do you want to get into the first one?
Yeah. Okay. So this is the Deanston 12?
Yep.
Okay.
This guy. My camera won't focus because it's...
Yeah, it's like, your face.
So, you've tried quite a bit of Scotch from the Whiskey Crusaders, so that's cool.
Yep. Of course, all of that was peated.
Yeah. So
it is like definitely a different, because I have found that I think my thing with peat is I like the savoriness, but also that it tends to hide the malt. So it's like,
yeah, I think I'm hoping most of these you'll enjoy.
Because these are all finished. These are all finished in like you said it was a mix, and you just went through it, but you said it was like sherry and bourbon cask, right?
Yeah, almost all of these are. So like Bunnahabhain is solely sherry. 99% sure it's solely sherry. It might have a little bit of bourbon in it. Glendronach is for sure only sherry casks, PX, Pedro Jimenez, and Oloroso. And then Craigellachie has a mix of ex-bourbon and sherry, and Lagavulin has a mix of ex-bourbon and sherry. Deanston might be the only one that isn't finished. I'm pretty sure there's no sherry in this. I think it's solely ex-bourbon. And I just wanted to see if you would like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
It actually smells pretty good. Like it doesn't immediately offend the nose.
Yeah, this is one of my favorites. For like it's 46.3%. So I don't know. It's just I enjoy it.
That's another question I had. Are these in proof order or more just kind of arranged randomly or in a flavor order type of thing?
Yeah, they're more in like a and okay, so I watched that Greg Metz stream with Jason or Mash and Drum, Yeah,
Old Elk.
And he was talking, and he was talking about how you would arrange something in the like a congener kind of order, like in terms of flavor.
That's right.
And so that's kind of what I tried to do, unless the proof is totally crazy. I kind of tried to do it like that. So we're at 46, then we go down to 43, back up to 46, and then back down to 43. Luckily, there's not too much of a shift, but yeah, I tried to do it more in flavor than in proof. So.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so you may not like this, but when I drink this alone, there was this one night where I literally just went like this. Like I was just like yes. So this is one
That's so funny because that is 100% something that I do with, especially normally a Knob Creek single barrel kind of thing. I'll like sip it and be like, this is what whiskey was meant to be. You know, just
yeah.
So good.
The shimmy, the equivalent of a shimmy.
Exactly. Yes. Yep. It's the shimmy. I can't promise one of these is going to bring out the shimmy, but we'll see. That'd be a shocker.
You maybe don't hate one. That would be awesome.
But my husband was all like, I hope you at least kind of like one.
Yeah.
Like,
so that's my only goal. And not even liking, but just exploration. Because if you don't like any, it doesn't mean you won't ever like Scotch. You know, you've already tried a bunch of Scotch, so it's not, this isn't brand new or anything. But it's just, a fun little kind of experiment to see what you might like. So
yeah. No, it's just so funny because I really have tried a bunch of peated once I found out I like peated.
Yep.
And then it's just been like never touching regular, unpeated Scotches again.
Yeah. Like, nope, I don't want the malt.
I'm like, no, I'm good.
Hey, Zoe,
this one doesn't smell terrible. Hey, Alfonso's here.
Oh, Alfonso. Okay. He's new to my stream, so hello.
Oh, sweet. Sweet. Cool. Brought him over. Brought him in.
Okay. Do you want to go for a sip?
Let's go for it.
All right. Salud.
Salud. It like comes back at you. That's the thing with Scotch. I feel like it's very much in the finish whiskey. I think bourbons can have a lot going on, and not necessarily all of them, but at the front of and probably the higher proofs. But
right.
This one's very much like at the beginning. I'm like, okay, I'm not getting much, and then you swallow, and it's like, there's all of it. There's all of it hitting you. And for being, you said this is 43%.
This one's 46.3.
46.
Yep.
It's got like a pretty good finish, like I can still taste it.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. It's really hard for me to get like specific notes on a Scotch because it's just so different from anything I ever drink. That it's like, I don't know what that is. Do I eat these things?
Right. Yeah. I feel like with bourbon, I think it's a little bit easier because it's like, I know what caramel tastes like. I know what vanilla tastes like. I know what cherry tastes like. You know? And this stuff's like,
I think Scotch gets into a lot of different fruits, and I don't eat a lot of, aside from like grapefruit is my favorite fruit and strawberries.
Oh, okay.
Outside of that, I don't eat a lot of, and so a lot of the notes I hear about Scotches are things that I don't eat on the regular, so it's like, I'm not going to identify that.
Yep.
If you put a bag next to me, I might.
But might go, oh yeah, it does smell like peach or whatever.
Yeah. My brother had dried apricots on a vacation recently, and I was like,
that's a common.
I know. Yeah, and I was like, I know that I, for a very long time, just not eaten apricots because I'm pretty sure I don't like them. So I was like, let me just smell your apricots because I keep hearing that as a no.
Yeah, I know. That's like one of the. Sorry, I'm just gonna put in what we're drinking real quick.
Good call. I can't type in notes like I often like.
I know, you're like the queen of that. I love that too. It just helps.
Pen and paper here. I'm just a really forgetful person, and if it happened more than 2 minutes ago, it's like, oh shit, what are they doing?
Same.
Oh.
Okay, I hope.
Oh, Emily Chambers is here. Emily, Discord message me back. I need to get you your goodies.
Oh yeah.
She won some goodies at the Alzheimer's.
No, she won. I think at least a couple times, didn't she?
She won twice. Yeah.
That's so awesome.
But thanks, Emily. She's just like such a sweet person.
I know. She was like
so
one of
supportive
the first
of everybody.
people when I first started chatting, like to say hi to me. Didn't know who I was. I had like 2 subscribers or something. And she's just awesome. So pretty cool. It was awesome to see her win something too. Like that's just, it's always cool when you know the person that wins,
Yeah. No, I feel like her and Richie Z are the ones who like really help me people feel like they're part of the community
Yeah.
early on, you know, and start
They're
like,
in
you
all
go
the
in and they're like, oh, hey, I see your name again. Like, hey.
Yep.
And you're like, oh my God, somebody knows me.
Yeah. No, they're pretty cool.
So it's super cool of them. I'm getting something on the finish. I feel like there's a bit of honey, but there's something else, and I cannot figure out what that other thing is.
Okay, so to me, this is not as waxy as Klein Leash, but I get a wax on there. So that might be it.
Yeah. It's funny because I feel like what was going in my brain was like a ¿cómo se dice? Honeycomb. Like a beeswax kind of thing. So it's like
wax,
so like the honey and the wax kind of deal. And
for sure.
That's very much, I think, that like the end of the finish. There's more going on before that, but I think like that end of the finish that lingers the longest is that.
Yeah, it hangs. Justin Jonas says, I like these Bourbon Drinker Try Scotch videos. Glad to catch one live. Cheers all. Oh, thanks, Justin. Appreciate it. That's cool. I have a hard time remembering new and old people's names. Lambert.
That's why we just call you Bubbles.
Yep. That's why I always put my name. Like, I know people know my name, but I'm like, guys, after a while, you might forget, and it's fine.
Yeah,
but at least you got it right there. You're not going to forget it.
Yep.
Oh, DC. Yeah. Okay, guys, DC just put her link in the chat. So if you guys don't know who she is, you probably do. But if you don't know, she does these awesome whiskey reviews, but she goes on a hike before the whiskey review, which is so impressive because I can barely put a review together in a studio with lights and an iPad and internet. So insane. But she does these really cool like trail walks, and she'll kind of walk you through the trail, and there's beautiful views, and it's just like so cool. So if you guys want to check that out, DC just put a link right there. So she's almost at 1,000 subs, guys. We're like so close. And I know like 500 of you are going to watch this on the live stream afterwards. Replay is what I was trying to say. Words.
I'm like,
and so if you guys haven't checked her out, go give her a sub because she's almost at 1,000, which will mean that she can get monetized very soon. So just go do it, guys, please.
Cool. Thanks. I appreciate you saying about difficult to film, like versus in a studio, because it's been 100 degrees every day, and I'm like, I want to go for a hike so I can film. And I did film a couple things recently to edit, but I'm just like, it's so hot.
Yeah.
I just, it's 100, when it's at least 100. So Mike Meyer is messing.
Rye channel. Adriana loves rye. She's really into rye. She has a video about how much she loves it, guys. So if you want to check it out, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah. What's great is ADHD Whiskey tagged me in, as like in the list for that, your top 5, his 2021 version of the top 5 bourbons, before I got tagged for the rye one.
Mm-hmm.
But the rye one was just so easy for me to do that it was like, because it was just like, I don't care about any of these. I just don't care. Like the bourbon one, that one I'm like, oh, I know exactly, like I want to go kayaking for one. I did like a whole thing for another. It's like, I have all this stuff for that one. So it's like partly filmed, but like that one, I want all the effort. And the rye one, I did in like 48 hours. I was like, I just don't care.
That's so funny. And you like a couple now, or can tolerate a couple. Angel's Envy, rum finished rye, right?
Yeah.
That one's okay. So,
that one I can do. Although it's funny because that won my flight that I did of ryes. And so since then, recently my husband has bought a bottle of Angels, and I have yet to pour it. So by saying like yes, it's like by saying yes, I can tolerate those. Still, if I'm gonna sit down to have a drink, I'm like, I want to pour any of my bourbons over my top favorite rye.
That's funny. And Rare Breed was in there, and that one it wasn't super high for you, right? Or it was like middle, maybe?
No, the Knob Creeks were in there. I actually haven't had Rare Breed rye yet, but there were two Knob Creek ryes in there. And Knob Creek I'm such a Knob Creek fangirl.
Yeah.
And they got second and third place, and they're barely legal ryes. So
right. Almost
it makes sense. Yeah. Before I started drinking whiskey straight, whiskey sours were my favorite thing, and Knob Creek Rye was like my special sort of extra expense on a whiskey sour. So
there you go.
It makes sense that that's the other one for me.
Yeah, I really like the Wild Turkey Rare Breed. So you might like that one, and it's got a nice proof too. So that might be a good one.
Because I love rare breed.
Yeah,
I love rare breed bourbon, and I
me too.
I think somebody has recently, and maybe they told Nick, and that's how I know. Somebody I think is sending me a rare breed rye to try, like a sample.
Think so. Yeah, I think somebody commented that somebody was.
I feel like it's. So. Yeah, I think, and it's once I get samples, I write the name on the bottle and everything so that I never forget who sent it to me. But
right.
People saying things to me when I'm already drinking, forget about it. I'm not going to remember. So, which is great. If you forget to send me something, I'll never know.
There you go. Yeah, if somebody says that they're going to, I'm like, when it gets to my box, I do the same thing. I write down the who sent it to me. So. Yep.
Okay, so
so what did you think about the Deanston 12? What did you think about it?
I like it okay.
Okay.
I can't say I like it, but like if somebody pours it for me, I can drink it without making a face, and I could honestly enjoy a night of just hanging out with somebody and drinking it. But yeah, it's just kind of like that waxiness lingers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I don't know if it's because I had a fairly strong old fashioned beforehand, but I just keep feeling, almost like there's a coat of wax at the back. Not like thick, not like, I don't know.
Not thick, yeah.
Yeah, like there's just a bit, like a hint of waxing, and I've definitely had waxier things, but
right.
And I will say it smells very, very different from the Bunnahabhain, which I just want to say bunny because I think that's the cutest thing ever.
Yeah, and you can call it Bunna. A lot of people call it Bunna.
Bunna? That just makes it sound Hispanic, and I like that too.
Yeah, Bunna.
When in doubt, I'll just give things like a weird Hispanic flair.
Right, yeah. So yeah, this is kind of in a different direction. So here, just so you guys know what we're drinking. We're drinking Bunnahabhain 12. So this is an unpeated Isla, or if it is peated, it's like super, super low, and then with production, it's negligible. But Bunnahabhain, and it's matured in sherry casks. I'm not sure if it's 100% sherry casks. I think there's a little bit of ex-bourbon in there, but mostly sherry. So.
You mentioned something like that before. And I wanted to ask, and you've probably said it before in your strings and things.
Yeah.
But so when you say like it's finished in bourbon and sherry kind of thing, is that because like it's been blended from ones that some were finished in bourbon and some were finished in sherries, or it was like all moved from one to another?
So it depends. So certain ones are a mix of ex-bourbon and sherry. So they'll have some that were sherry casks, they'll have some that were bourbon casks, and they'll mix them together for the final like vatting, and then sometimes you have ones that are like double matured, so they'll be an ex-bourbon most of their lives, and then they'll have a finishing period in sherry.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so it can go either way basically.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
it's funny because I
fully mature. It just has to be oak. Doesn't have to be new charred oak like bourbon. So yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. It's funny because I don't have a lot of experience as far as like sherry finished bourbons or port finished bourbons kind of thing. So I can't sit there and smell something and be like, oh, that smells. I can smell the sherry influence because I have no idea. I've read about sherry in Jane Austen novels, and port. That's about it.
But you can. So even though you say you can't pick it out, you could definitely tell a difference between the almost fully ex-bourbon and then this one. So
yeah, to me, there's a huge difference on the nose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like for sure. That actually just gave me kind of a funny. It's funny how much they change over time. Like I love the whole airing out kind of thing but it just kind of gave me almost like a, not strongly of the tobacco side of this, but of like a pipe the pipe aroma that you can get.
Oh yeah.
Kind of thing. Now that it's like aired out. I mean, I don't have
a little bit too,
Yeah, and maybe it's that back and forth, but that makes the smell better, like the pipe coming through, because I love the smell of a pipe.
Me too. Mike, I picked up the classic Lottie because of Shayla and Julie's, and it's a good one. Oh, there we go.
I saw Julie was a big fan. Somebody else bought it. Maureen Franchi, did she buy it in the Women of Whiskeys group? Somebody bought it.
I remember somebody with it, and it made me really happy to see them. So.
Yeah. With
the blue shirt and everything.
Yep.
Buna is double matured. Okay, so wow, so so that means it's spending most of its time in bourbon and then it's finished in sherry? It must be very powerful sherry because I get a lot of sherry on this. I mean, it's not like a sherry bomb, but I don't know. I enjoy it.
Yeah, it does feel more like, I'd say a little on the sweeter side. Than the Deanston was.
Yep.
Just on the nose. It almost reminds me of like sweet and fruity, like a jam, or like like the fruit that you would put on top of a dessert kind of thing.
Yeah.
A compote, I guess.
Oh,
I don't
super
know.
Good notes. Super
right?
Good notes. Yeah.
I'm no chef, but I think I've watched enough Food Network or whatever.
I get like the typical sherry notes are like raisins, dates, and figs. So like those in a jam is definitely smells like to me. Yeah. It's got other stuff going on for sure, but definitely that. Yeah.
I can definitely get the dates. It's funny about the fig thing. Ever since getting into whiskey, people mention the fig note, and I'm like, when was the last time I ate a fig? Like, I think I ate a fig Newton in like elementary school, but I don't remember. I have no idea what a fig looks like. Otherwise,
right. we have a fig tree. Nearby, and I eat these fig bars from Costco. I can't remember what they're called. It's not Nature Made. I can't remember the name of them, but they're basically like fig Newtons.
Is it like a fig mutant or something?
Yeah.
Some kind of knockoff.
I love them though. So maybe I'm just I eat figs more, so maybe I'm more used to saying it because it's a lot easier.
It's a lot easier to recognize and detect and identify the note when you've actually had it recently. And
right, yeah.
I keep meaning I've wandered around. Our grocery stores are terrible, but I've wandered around our grocery store for fruits that people mention all the time. I'm like, I don't know. People say it. When I was in Puerto Rico, I got a plum just because plum notes are a thing people mention. I was like, my dad was getting one. I was like, give me a plum. I haven't had one since I was a child, so I need to know what this is.
So my old
bourbon is expanding my food.
There you go. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, my old email address used to be Shayla Loves Fruit when I was like 11 or something. And I just love fruit. So I feel like I get fruit notes on like everything. But I eat like pretty much anything except papaya. I hate papaya. Mango and all of the other tropical fruits are awesome, but I do not like papaya.
I do love mango. Mango, grapefruit, Strawberries. Yeah. Those are my, it's funny because I have a couple friends from India here, like they were international students here. And they always talk about the mangoes here in the States aren't as good as the mangoes in India and everything. Mm-hmm. And I never thought about how different the mangoes here in the States, because I still like a mango here in the States.
Yeah.
But my grandparents in Puerto Rico have mango trees or had before the Hurricane Maria.
Yeah.
Had mango trees in the backyard. And it's like, oh yeah, those mango trees in the backyard were a million times about it. I never really thought about it, but it was just like, oh, I just for me, it's like a treat to get to have some mango, but
yeah. I'm trying to think. I don't think I had mango when I was in the States. I had it. I started having it because I was down here, and they're so good down here. And I bet if I go up there, I might be disappointed with the
My dad would bring it home from the grocery store sometimes as a treat kind of thing. Oh look, I found a good looking mango. And, he'd cut it all up and everything. Yeah. And so it was just kind of an exciting treat that we would get sometimes. But
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I'd never really thought about how different it was from the ones, back home.
Right. Yeah, we put tahini and lime on them.
I
them
okay.
up and then I do. That's how they do them here,
Yeah.
and I just.
I was about to say, I was like, that
that's
is super Mexican of you.
Yeah. I actually like. I don't know. I don't know if I've had a mango without that.
Oh, really?
So yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think so.
I haven't tried it, but honestly, it sounds good. I just like, it's just, actually, when I just recently went like a month ago to Puerto Rico, my abuela, like that was the first thing she did was pulled out a mango and started cutting it up kind of thing. And it was from like my tío's house. But man, I love a good mango.
Me too.
One day I will try it with tahini and
a little bit of lime.
So they put lime. They put lime.
Yeah, a little bit of lime juice and then tahini. Not too much tahini. I don't like it like too. I like to taste the mango too. You know, sometimes they put like way too much. When I make it at home, I just put a little bit, and it's awesome. So yeah. Okay, you want to try this, or have you already?
I already did actually.
Oh, okay.
I'm very much like Sarah from It's Bourbon Night, where it's like I'm just sipping without even.
No, I just want to drink it. I kept going. Wait, she hasn't had it.
Wait, has she done it? When in doubt, I'm probably ready. I'm probably ready to sip. Yeah.
So yeah, that one's definitely different than the first one.
Yeah, I don't get as much flavor with this one. It's just kind of. It's not like crazy on the malt that I don't like. Mm-hmm. It's just like, for me, it's not hitting with a bunch of flavors to begin with, really.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like this one is more delicate. I don't know.
That's a good,
You get some sherry notes. A little bit of kind of like a coastally thing, but it definitely doesn't. It doesn't have the same like texture on the palate that the Deanston does. A little bit of a different flavor. So
yeah, I think delicate is a really good word for it, because I wouldn't really say that it was bland. Right. It's just like such a light thing that you really have to be just zeroed in, and not thinking about mango.
right.
And tahini.
Yeah.
Which is not delicate.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I guess that may have been part of it.
There's that.
But no, I get this. I get that too on this one. Just a little bit more of a delicate kind of.
Oh, I've never seen this person, but Pedantic79 says that mangoes in the United States are hot water treated.
Oh.
I wonder if that's part of the difference.
Yeah, that's so interesting.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was. I know they do all kinds of stuff or whatever to try and keep it to keep as long or whatever as possible. But and Kevin's talking about in Guam, his father. I love that. That's like Richard told us how our mangoes were nothing. Yep.
Yeah.
That's always like the thing. Jean de la Cuisine is talking about bananas in Honduras.
Yeah.
The stuff we get is nothing. Yeah, it's like, it's so, when you get it, I remember my abuela, when I was little, we had a lemon tree in the backyard too. And I never liked lemonade growing up. And she, wanted to make me lemonade, and I was like, okay, whatever, fine. And it was the best freaking lemonade ever, because literally my abuela walked out in the backyard, pulled the lemons off the tree, and she squeezed it and made the lemonade. And I was just like, now this is divine. Like, I could eat this all day.
How cool.
But
I know a guy, and he has a mango tree near his house. And so he always like brings us mangoes just like randomly, and they're just so freaking good. I mean, the ones from the store are really good too. But yeah, it's just like, I don't know. I just love them. They're my jam.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's easy to fall in love with good mango. Very good point, Dan. Nobody forget.
Dan always forgets to hit the like button.
Typical. You think you'd remember?
I know. Your last name. Menno over at Multi Mission says, "Evening, hey." Oh, and hold on. Whiskey Knows. Hello. Lady.
Oh,
hello.
Hey, Marty. Or Jenny.
How's it going? Okay, so if you had to pick between those two, what do you think?
Deanston.
Which one do you like more? Deanston. Okay.
That one's easy. I'm like immediately Deanston.
Okay. And it's funny because they're the same percentage. They're 46.3.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was wondering actually about that.
Yeah. Yep. They're. I don't know if they still are, but they were owned by the same company, and they switched from 40% to 46.3% and non-colored and non-chill filter. So I think they're still both owned by Distell, but maybe one of them got transferred.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I think the same parent company is still in charge of both of them. So. Yeah.
Just real quick, because I thought this was an interesting point for me. Bubbles mentioned most fruit in the U.S. is picked underripe, so it lasts during transport.
Right.
And that's why most of it sucks, which is it's one of those things that I'm pretty sure I'd heard actually back in like biology class, but I never think about it because I so rarely go in the produce section because I'm a terrible person.
So when you go to the grocery store, what do you normally get? What's your like?
So for the most part, Nick goes because I get angry at the grocery store because I hate
it.
I can't stand how slow other people. I'm just like, get out of the way. Like I know what I want. I need to get this. I'm done. Like I have shopped with my Indian friends who are in the grad school program with me. They spend freaking forever picking out a freaking tomato, and I'm just like, it's a tomato. Just pick a tomato and go.
It's fine.
Exactly. Does it have weird things on it? No? Okay. Can we go now?
Yeah.
So I just rarely honestly go, but I'm just I make a list and I get what I need on my list kind of person.
Yeah, so, I do the same thing. I'll like make a list, like especially Costco. I make a list of the few things we need at Costco, but my husband always wants to like stroll around Costco, and I'm like, no, let's just get the freaking few things we need to get out of here.
I don't have the patience for like the wandering type of shopping. I'm very like, I'm looking for even if it's clothes or whatever, I'm just like, I'm looking for this thing. Do they have the thing? No? Okay, we're gone. That's what I needed.
I do the exact same thing. But yeah, I also like that. Oh yeah, liquor store. I'm like, let's wander. Let's check this out.
Let me Google this real quick and like, what is some of the notes on it? What do they say?
For sure, that's so.
Can I download Can I watch a YouTube video real quick here in the store? See what they say. Okay, so now I'm smelling.
Oh yeah, so this is Glendronach 12, guys. This was Julie Like's favorite.
Okay, I only caught bits. I was gonna say, I only saw bits of that one. I saw that she really liked the classic Lottie.
Yeah.
But there was like two others I think I saw that she was like okay with the nose and things.
Yeah. There was a couple that she didn't mind. Yeah, it was good. And then
But this one she was not.
She did not like this one. She's not a fan of sherry though, so it was kind of given that she wouldn't. So and I thought because you said that, or you so far with your experience you've liked ones that are finished, so I thought, oh okay, cool. So this is actually fully matured in Pedro Jimenez and Oloroso sherry. So
okay, gotcha.
So there's no bourbon up in here.
Maybe that's why it was a bit too off course for her.
Right.
Okay, let's see here.
This is like a Drake meme. Wandering in the grocery store? Wandering in the bourbon? Yes.
It's so funny how when you move on to the next one and then you smell the previous one, it's so different. That's why I think flights are really funny, and and maybe I'm defending the couple of times Knob Creek has lost a flight, but
flight it changes. I really do think.
Yeah, like what you drink it next to, the order, everything can just like hardcore influence it.
Yeah. I might like papaya if it was picked right off the tree. I was never a fan before. Yeah, I mean papayas are grown down here, so I think the ones that I get at restaurants and the ones I try are pretty. They're not picked unripe. I don't think. And I hate the texture. I hate the flavor. I hate everything about papaya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I have strong feelings on? I can't remember the last time. I probably am not a fan since I don't really. I feel like we have it in Puerto Rico, but it's not ringing any bell. Or we just didn't have a tree in our yard, and so I didn't eat it that often. It's like.
So Julie says this one is gross.
She's like, I remember it's terrible.
I remember this. Yeah.
Skip it.
So we'll see. Julie's having flashbacks.
I'm not like in love with the nose, but I'm also not like appalled by the nose. There's definitely.
I feel like it's getting and okay, I know that people say this isn't real. There's some people that do, and I don't care. I don't know if it's in my head, but it's real to me. I think it was way better at the beginning of the bottle. Like I feel like it was way more of a sherry bomb, and it's just like losing it. Or again, maybe it's the flight. I don't know, but it's just lost a lot of that like super sherry. This one is normally it's really sherry, and I'm not getting a ton of that on the nose.
There's like a weird I think I'm getting notorious for this note, but almost like a maybe not rotten fruit, but like over ripened fruit.
Yeah, yes.
That like
really good notes. That is, I mean, for you not being a Scotch drinker, that is like a super common like over ripened fruit. Like yes.
Okay, good.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna go for a sip. You ready?
All right, let's do it. Let's go. I'm ready. I think I'm with Julie on this one.
Oh no!
I think I'm with Julie on this one.
Yep. Okay.
I was actually like ready to be like, nah, Julie, you're totally no. I think I'm with Julie.
Okay. I'm not liking it that much either right now. It's like okay, but
yeah. I mean, it's not rye. Like, don't worry, it's nowhere near as bad as a rye.
I've already won, guys. You know, if you like a different type of whiskey, less than Scotch is not your least favorite, I'm good.
It's at least better than rye.
Yeah, at least better than rye. I'll take it. Tim over at Downer Pass Whiskey. Hey, how's it going? Glendronach and Grouse is not something I've had before.
I've heard before.
That he hasn't heard. And gross, maybe.
I think so.
Yeah.
Sorry. You're welcome. There's a first time for everything, multi-mission.
Yeah, I didn't start not liking it as much either. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like maybe in isolation it might be better. Because in the flights I haven't enjoyed it.
Yeah, I wonder if it's just one of those ones. Honestly, like I love my Knob Creek, but like my Knob Creek 9 does not perform well in flights. Like a Knob Creek 120 can compete, but my Knob Creek 9, that's 100 proof.
Yeah.
Like if I'm being 100% honest, but if I have them separately in a night, the same, and I'm a scientist. You already know I've tested this. Like,
experiments have been done.
I record so many things, but like I will love my Knob Creek kind of thing. But if I put it in a flight, then it's like the earthiness gets brought out, and all the sweetness is gone because it's like canceled out, and it's just so it could very much be Glendronach after Deanston and Buna.
Yeah.
Bunnahabhain?
Yeah, Bunnahabhain. Yep.
Bunnahabhain. Maybe that's like where the good notes get canceled out. Yeah. That's why I keep trying to, like reset and see if I can fix it.
Glendronach is my least favorite. Oh, Glendronach 12 is my least favorite Glendronach. Me too. I've had the 15 and the 18. They're worlds better. But still, I've liked this one, like in my review, I liked it, and just got way more sherry on it. So yeah, maybe I need to try it again in isolation before a flight and just kind of see, hey, is it still like that? Is it, is it because of the flight or is it not? So it tends to be a bit sickly note, then tends to really stand out in a flight and not in a good way. Okay, so maybe this is the deal. Maybe this is
maybe that's what we're going.
Yeah.
And Downer Pass Whiskey is saying the same about that. It can be a bit sickly sweet to me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, for me, it's like that, like not quite like a rotten fruit, but like that over-ripened where it's just too sweet. Have you had plantains as maduros?
Oh my god, yes.
Where they're like really, really sweet,
Oh my gosh, yeah. I love plantains so much. I eat them so often.
So plátano, I love tostones. I love plátanos. But I with certain dishes where there's enough garlic and spice to balance out the sweetness of the maduros, I can dig it. But otherwise, they're just so sweet that I'm like, I'm not super in the maduros, but I love, so, and I think that's what this is reminding me of, because I was thinking earlier, I was like, it's not like an over sweetened like banana, but like plantain, plátanos, in, so anybody who's had that.
Yeah, so I actually haven't had tostones. We actually do, so maybe I'm just like way too into sweet. We do, they're like fried in cinnamon sugar, and then you drizzle lechera over them.
Oh
so it's like the opposite. No. Like, oh my god, I love that. No garlic and no, it's not a savory dish. It is a super sweet dish, and I love it. But
oh, that's so. A lot of times in Puerto Rico and Cuba, they serve the maduros like with your dish,
Yeah,
so you can have
I've seen them.
Yeah, you can have it as like tostones or maduro. And maduros, it means ripened.
Right.
Like just for the chat or whatever. So it's sweeter. It's like they're like soft and sweet, and then tostones are where it's still green. And it's fried and it's smashed, and you put like some adobo on it, and it's savory.
It sounds super good. I've just never had it. Nobody cooks that, at least where we're located, or else I would.
Yeah, and I mean, and Mexican and Puerto Rican cuisine are like very, very, very different.
Yeah,
so it makes sense. But it's just I'm such a fan of tostones. But this is reminding. That's so fun. So that makes sense why you're a Scotch person.
Yeah,
you like the maduros and like extra sweetened
with lechera. Yeah, like sweetened condensed milk. If you guys don't know what that is, Jonathan says too much PX. Yeah, so this is oloroso is normally what you would have if you have sherry, but then PX is like super super sweet.
Okay.
So if it's solely PX, it's like crazy sweet. So it's got a mix of sherry and oloroso. So that might be where you're getting a little bit too much of that.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, Chantal Cuisine is on my side, and that's making me feel better because I know he's like a big Scotch person.
Yeah.
So.
He's a Scotch, and he does like bourbon though. He is a bourbon fan. I actually have a bottle.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. He's into bourbon. I don't think
I know him from your channel, so I just think of him as a Scotch person.
But I have a bottle of Old Forester 1920 for him that he won. So when I go over to Europe, because he lives in the Netherlands,
of course,
I'm gonna hand deliver.
It's like the sweetest bourbon.
Yeah. He really when I think he can't get Old Forester over there, and so he's always just wanted to try it. He has like FOMO about it, so he's like, I want this. So I told him he could pick whatever he wanted, and he was like, I want Old Forester 1920. I was like, all right, you got it.
So Carlo Mack, I guess, is a big fan of this sweet. So Carlo, I have a question. Do you like it as like a dessert, like Shayla over here, or do you like it like with a savory dish, the way like Cubans and Puerto Ricans would have it?
I'm sure I would love both. To be fair,
honestly, you probably would like that. Yeah, I think you would like that. Like that sort of. I've liked it a couple times, but I'd always prefer tostones.
I think I would do tostones like any day of the week. If they made them down here, I'm just too lazy to like actually make stuff. I keep trying to click this one and the chat jumps. So Bubble Bath Bourbon 1910 is sweeter. Yes, for sure.
100%. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I gave him an option of 1910 and 1920, and I let him know that I like 1910 more, but it's lower proof, and he was like, okay, well, I'll do 1920 to at least just try it. So hopefully I can get him a sample of 1910 before I go up so that he can try both of them.
I might, if you can, I think we still have, like, we're not big fans of the 1910, so we probably have plenty left. I could get you a sample for him if you don't have it. Or you don't have
I want to buy a bottle just so I can do a 1915 blend.
Yeah, actually, it's so funny because I'm not a fan of the 1910 or the 1920 separately. And I kept seeing all the stuff about the 1915. It does somehow not become so overly sweet for me, and I can dig it. I don't know if I've actually tried the Glentronic. Okay, let's go for it.
Oh, that was the one you didn't like, right?
Mm-hmm. Never mind, I did try it. I remember now.
Hey, Cheech, how's it going? Hey, Jen, if you're watching.
Hi, Cheech.
That's so funny.
Mm-hmm.
I think they make PX from fermented raisins instead of grapes. I think isn't PX the type of grape? I think Pedro Jimenez is the type of grape, maybe. I can't remember. Eric, wait, channel into me right now. I think it's the type of grape, and I think those grapes are super sweet. I don't think it's made with raisins. I don't. But maybe there is that thing where they kind of dry in the sun, and some of the grapes become raisiny, and that might be part of it too. So you might be right. I don't know. Yeah. Okay, so.
It was researching for the Whiskey Crusaders that I found out what PX stood for. So that's where I'm at as far as knowing about it. I was like, oh, Pedro Jimenez, got it. Like,
yeah.
Nobody mentions that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty cool. Der Burger. So do you remember that the Pink Panther movie where Steve Martin is like, I would like to buy a hamburger.
Hamburger.
So whenever I see Drew's name, I call him Der Burger. Okay, about to crack, but wanted to say hi to Shay la 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 la. Hey, Der Burger. Okay, sorry, I'm currently mobile. Hard to say hi to everybody.
What a terrible wrench, Chief.
She's just tagging all of you in his heart, you guys.
Yes.
PX is a type of shirt. Yep. We'll check out Whiskey Mountain's content. Yes, now bedtime. Yes, because it's probably like midnight where you live. So yeah, go check.
I will drop a hint that my next. I have not edited it yet, but I filmed it. My next one is my first Scotch video. Guys. It is not a bourbon.
Oh my god!
So I will drop that little.
The hints have been dropped, guys.
Easter egg or whatever here.
So. Neno is a super Scotch guy. Super Scotch guy. So go check it out. You at least got to sub for that. At least.
Yeah. Check out that one. If you hate it, then unsub.
No. Still sub.
I do like those Lone Wanderer said about the plantain chips.
Oh yeah.
I'm a sucker for plantain. We used to there used to be, we didn't have Trader Joe's.
Oh yeah.
At least where I lived in South Carolina growing up. Mm-hmm. But we would go to the little Latin stores or whatever. And it wasn't Goya, but it was some Hispanic brand that had plantain chips. And like we'd buy them. You'd have to buy 2 bags because me and my dad would just eat the whole first bag all the way. It's like plantain.
These are not going to make it home. Yeah,
it's not going to make it back.
That's so funny.
They are irresistible.
Okay, so Tim says, yes, PX is like dessert wine, very sweet grapes that are partially dried on the vine like raisins. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Okay. Yeah. So that's what you were thinking.
Where is Adriana located?
Utah, United States, which is southwest United States. So mountains up north of Utah, where I am, and desert most of the rest of Utah. Okay. So I do a lot of mountain hiking, but get in the desert every now and then.
Guys. Like, never been to Utah, and I'm like, I want to go to Utah now.
I moved to Utah I'd never been out west before 2014.
Wow.
And then I moved here, and I never want to go back to the south, to the East Coast.
South Carolina, never again.
Yep, we're done. We're done. We've had our time. Thanks very much. Goodbye. It's just gorgeous out here. So,
but yeah, it's beautiful. I love your videos, not only because they're cool, but just the views are just amazing.
Yeah, so. Yeah. I think my obsession here is just the mountains. So I was like, if I'm going to do a channel, I want to drink on the trail.
That's the way to do it. So. Pedro Jimenez is obtained from overly ripe grapes of the same name. Okay, so they are Pedro Jimenez grapes, which are dried in the sun. So we were both right.
Okay.
They're raisins, and they're called Pedro Jimenez grapes. Cool.
Okay.
Their burgers are
who's Pedro? Who's Pedro?
I actually don't know.
That's what I'm always like.
Why they're called Pedro Jimenez? I need to do a video on it, probably.
Right? Yeah. Time to do the research. Do that video.
Yep.
I will watch it.
Okay. So do you want to try right. D?
Yeah. How do you say this one?
Craig Ellicky.
Craig Ellicky.
Yep, Craig Ellicky. Okay. Yep.
I was gonna make it mega southern, so all right, good. I'm glad I asked.
Wait, how were you gonna say it?
I was like Craig Ellicky.
Craig Ellicky. Guys, it's officially now Craig Ellicky. Craig Ellicky.
Craig Ellicky.
Sorry, Adriana's in Utah. Shayla's in Mexico. Correctamundo.
Yes. Contrary to popular belief, not in Mexico or from Mexico.
Nope.
That's the one in Mexico.
And not Mexican. Super duper white. If you guys can't tell.
The red ghost over there is Carlos.
Oh yeah, what's up?
Sorry, Carlos said, oh, I lost it. Oh, mojo pork with fried sweet plantains. Now he's hungry. You're welcome for that, buddy.
Okay.
All from the nose.
We're off the stream very early, guys, because
we have to get food.
Actually, so there's this little puesta down here that sells plantains and churros. And I might need to go down there and get one tonight because.
That does sound good. See, that's the thing. There is a Puerto Rican joint here in Utah that opened up just a couple years ago.
That's cool.
But I feel like they've like almost like, this is not a word, but I'm going to call it a word, like blanded, like they've made it blander, you know, to like suit the taste. Because I had a lot of friends be like, oh, your food's so spicy. And Puerto Rican food is not, spice is not our thing. We do like a lot of garlic and flavor, but not
right
spice.
And even if you do a little bit of spice, like that's fine. It's good.
Yeah. But we're just we're much more big on flavor than, so they don't have as much of that garlic and everything. So it's like you can get Puerto Rican food, but you can't get like
full on.
Oh, and they're Puerto Rican. I think they've adjusted.
Right, yeah. And
are you doing it? You're
yeah, I'm doing the same, yeah.
I can easily just flip back and forth.
But yeah, I think that's kind of what's happened here. Like I liked spice. I thought I was good with spice. And then we moved down here and I was like, so we went to this place. It was before we ever moved here. We came in to visit and we went to this place that serves aguachile. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's like raw shrimp, but it's like ceviche raw shrimp kind of, but it's super spicy, like the spiciest thing you'll ever eat, other than like a straight up pepper, you know?
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, aguachile, that sounds good. Yeah, and it says it has shrimp in it, and yeah, this is awesome. And so I tried a bite, and I was like, what the fuck is this? It was so spicy. I started sweating and I just literally had like one bite and then it was a whole bowl and I was like, no, no more of that.
Yeah.
And now I can put like habanero salsa on my, stuff. Like I like spice now, but so I think you get accustomed, but
yeah, it's such an adjustment. But it's funny because I'm writing down what I'm drinking.
Oh, you're good.
It's such an adjustment, like Puerto Rican food is just not spicy, like it's not spicy. And I sometimes like to add some spice to foods in general. Yeah. But Puerto Rican food is not generally. My mom really likes spicy food. My dad doesn't. They're both born and raised, in Puerto Rico. But I don't know. I think flavor. We really like a lot of flavor. Yeah. So sometimes spice brings in the flavor, and so I dig it. But I can't deal with like Mexicans can deal with a lot of freaking spice. Yeah. So it would take some time.
I'm still not there for sure, but I feel like I'm like a little bit better, and I kind of like it. So
yeah, they're hardcore. I'm a big fan now of IC86 because they said that they love the Wasatch Mountains, which are east of. That's actually where I hike most of the time, is in the Wasatch Mountain Range.
Oh, nice.
Here in Utah.
Oh,
so
cool.
it's just crazy beautiful. Okay, so I'm smelling this how do you say it again?
Craigalati, right?
Craigalati.
And again, I'm not Scottish, so but
Craigalati. That's probably a lot closer than
somewhere,
Craigalati.
something like that. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go for a sip now.
All right. Okay. What proof is this?
This one is 46. It doesn't feel like it though. I don't think.
I'm confused by this one. I definitely like it a hell of a lot more than Glendron.
Okay. I think Julie was the same here with this one. I wasn't sure if she was going to like this one, and I think she liked it quite a bit. I think it was kind of her middle of the pack. She definitely liked it more than GlenDronach.
Yeah. I definitely like it over. Now I'm just reading the chat. It's all about like Cuban and Puerto Rican food, and I'm like,
I know. We're like, we started with mangoes, and it's just gone. I don't know, downhill or uphill, but yeah.
Alfonso Zilfer 1920 is in California, but he's Mexican, and he's like, yeah, we do love our spice. Y'all freaking do. Y'all are crazy. My dad spent a year in Mexico, living there, and loved it and everything. But he was all the time was like, yeah, no, they have some crazy spicy food that he just could not handle.
Yeah, there's still some stuff I can't eat, but I'm way better now than I was a few years ago.
Okay, while I'm thinking about this, Lone Wanderer mentioned about Indian food is the spiciest stuff they've ever tried. Bombay style apparently means burns. So my two best friends in grad school here are from India, but from two totally different regions of India. One is she's a Hindu and vegetarian, but she's from southern India and does not like spicy, does not like garlic, which just blows my mind.
How do you not like garlic? Oh my gosh.
But my other best friend here is from Bombay, and she like the spice. She just can eat spice like it's her freaking job, and it's just insane. So I think Bombay style, and I think a good part of like I've learned a lot about like regions of India from them. And like northern India and middle and like central India love the spice, but I guess southern India not so much. Not at all.
Interesting. Yeah, I wouldn't have.
We think of India as like
spice. It's all spice. It's all hot.
Yeah.
So kind of a common note on this one is
maybe that's kind of what's messing with me.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm just not that sensitive to it. I get a little bit, but some people get quite a bit. So I think it depends on your palate. But
yeah,
I do love Indian food. And Greek.
It's funny because it's definitely like a minerality, as in like so as far as like sulfur, it kind of makes me think of so like if you've ever had well water.
Oh yeah.
Kind of like I used to work on a farm where we drank well water, and there was a lot of like that minerality there. And it kind of makes me think just like of things like brought through rocks kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like people say minerality a lot as far as like Dickel and like the like vitamin note, which is not at all what I mean by this. It's very much like actual minerals in rock kind of thing. If you've ever, or even honestly, if you've ever been on a hike. If you've ever had well water, if you've ever been on a hike and like, kind of purified your water or whatever kind of thing, like, or it had like a good spring that you could get water from, like it has some of that. So I think that's why I like it better than the GlenDronach.
Okay. Yeah.
In a way, because it reminds me of that, and I have good memories of that, but it's still not like I don't know.
It's still not a fave. You're not like, I dig this. Yeah, that is such a good note. Yes. Wow. Yeah, we had a well in Oregon where we lived, and just totally, as soon as you said that, I was like, how did I not think of that? Because it is straight up like that mineralness that you get from well water. It's crazy. I worked at a horse farm through middle and high school. Oh, cool.
And they had well water, and I loved the well water.
Yeah.
So okay, cool. So you get that too?
Yeah, so that was what he was.
What would you call him? De Burger?
De Burger. Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
I dig that.
See, she's not even a Scotch drinker, guys, and she has better tasting notes than me. I mean, not saying I have good ones, but damn.
Lies. Bold. I've watched your videos, and you'll be like pears and honeysuckle and all these things. And I'm like, man, I grew up with honeysuckles. And
I don't think
I've
said honeysuckle in a video. I think I've said honey, but oh man,
probably honey.
Said honeysuckle.
I've definitely heard people say I think it's like Glenfiddich that people say, because that was the first. I get Glenfiddich and Glenlivet confused because I bought the wrong bottle.
This is what Glenfiddich looks like. And this is what Glenlivet looks like. What?
Oh shit. Which one was it? Maybe it was Glenlivet.
Okay.
I think I got Glenlivet and I was supposed to get Glenfiddich.
Oh, okay.
Like when we first got in. And the reviews we had watched, so it was probably reviews for Glenfiddich 12.
Yeah.
It had all mentioned honeysuckle, and in the South, honeysuckle is everywhere. And I love honeysuckle. So I was like all excited to find honeysuckle. And I did not get any. I was like, I'm gonna love this. I did not get any honeysuckle, and I feel like
that's so funny. That's so funny. Yeah, I feel like maybe a little bit of honey on Glenfiddich. But man, I can't even remember honestly what Glenlivet 12 tastes like. I haven't had it in so long.
I haven't had it, and honestly, I should try it again and see if now I would get it, because that was that was at the beginning when I was like trying to try whiskey by itself kind of thing.
Yeah.
So maybe now I would, because missed it. Somebody said that they do get honey. Carlo said that he gets honeysuckle and Glenfiddich 12.
Okay. Now I feel like I haven't had this in so long.
It's funny because I love honeysuckle.
Yeah, it does. Oh man,
Nick and I were on a run. Nick and I were on a run like a year ago, and somebody had some honeysuckle like growing over their fence, and I just stopped mid-run and was like grabbing the honey. I was like, no, I have to have some.
I need it.
I was so excited to see a honeysuckle because I smell it immediately. I'm like, honeysuckle, it's my favorite.
That's so funny. And it probably reminds you a lot of home, right? Oh.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. Growing up in South Carolina, it's a honeysuckle everywhere.
Oh,
John Della Cuisine. Yankee Candle used to have honeysuckle candles. I bought all of them. They stopped making them. Nick and I went in and we bought like 9 honeysuckle candles.
Oh my gosh. No.
I'm fine. It's fine. So I can send you just some wax so you can know what honeysuckle is. It's funny. The best thing ever.
Carla Mack says, chat just jumped. So, wait, where'd it go?
I'm very much learning that.
Here it is. Adriana is wearing a classic Lottie earbud. Yep.
Oh yeah. Because I have a really crap mic, and it was a bit echoey earlier, so switched to this guy.
No, I think your mic's good because it's picking up me talking.
There we go. We'll give it all the credit.
That means it's good.
No, it's just like it won't stay the way it's supposed to, and I'm constantly. It's just like it'll like sync gradually.
Right. Yeah, you have like a podcast mic. Oh, so are you over?
It's like $20 on Amazon.
Oh, there you go. Are you onto the Lagavulin?
No, I was trying to give.
Oh yeah.
Craig Ellicky.
Yeah.
Trying to fight my southern instinct. Are you up? So, Burger. Now it's like I'm trying to combine what you call him and his real name.
And his real name, yeah.
The one thing. I'm from upstate South Carolina. So I'm actually from, I could touch Charlotte, North Carolina. So if you're familiar with South Carolina, you know where Charlotte, North Carolina is, and I lived on that border.
Okay.
There's a amusement park there, and I lived on this that has the border going through it, and that's like a big hit of it, Carowinds, where you can stand on both states at the same time.
Oh,
and
cool.
I could see the amusement park from my bedroom window, so it's very much. I was next to Charlotte, North Carolina.
That's cool.
Okay, so that was one more attempt on the Craig Ellicky.
Yeah.
I don't know. I get, not that it has like the waxy texture, but kind of like the taste of wax in the nose. So it's like that minerality, maybe kind of combining into that.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, it's definitely not as much of the texture. Like the Deanston was crazy with the texture of it.
Right.
A little bit of, kind of that flavor of it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
So where do you think it lands? You like it more than Glendronach?
Yeah, I think it's over Glendronach, but it's probably behind Deanston and Bunnahabhain.
Okay.
Bunnahabhain.
Yep. Okay.
Um,
So third place so far.
yeah. Who was it? Let's see. Okay.
Hey, one more cask. Cheers, all lived in South Carolina for 5 years. There you go.
I'm sorry, buddy.
Popular Cuisine just sent in €5, and I just want to apologize to him because he says these streams always make me hungry for some weird reason.
Well, we did go off on all the food today.
I am fat freaking kid. Like, I will eat. I just love food. I love eating food. I love overeating food. So yeah, any chance to talk about food? That's why I like whiskey so much, because it tastes like food and smells like food. So yeah,
I feel like we're twins in that way. I love food. I married a chef. Like,
there you go.
I love, and he's a white dude, but he went to culinary school in New York City and actually worked at Puerto Rican restaurants.
That's awesome.
When I met him, he was talking to me about like mofongo and tostones, and I was like, I'm sorry, who are you again?
Ring on it.
Like, yes.
Oh, that's so awesome. That's so cool. I didn't know he was a chef. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. He's a scientist and a chef, so he has 2 jobs.
There you go.
So he's got it all going on. So IC86 at Rock Hill, South Carolina is where the U.S. Disc Golf Championships are held at Winthrop College.
Wow.
My dad lived in Rock Hill. Clifton is from Rock Hill. I spent a good amount of time at Rock Hill, and I used to do swim team at freaking Winthrop. So yeah, know exactly where, but I did not know the U.S. Disc Golf Championships
I didn't know
were there. I didn't know they existed.
I didn't know they existed. Honest. Yeah, I knew disc golf existed, but I didn't know there was like to that level. That's really impressive.
Yeah, exactly. I knew disc golf. I thought it was kind of like it's frisbee, right?
Yeah, and you throw it into like a pole basket thing, right?
Oh, is that what? I don't even know. No, I'm not disagreeing.
Ultimate frisbee is like football, but with discs.
Right.
And then disc golf is like golf, but with discs and with poles. Right? Pretty sure.
I mean, that makes sense. That's what I would think based on the name.
Is your husband Kenji Lopez Alt? That's what John.
He has mentioned he watches some Kenji Lopez videos, I think.
Cool.
But I'm not allowed in the kitchen.
Yeah, my husband cooks, and I'm like, he's not a chef, but he cooks, and I'm like, thank goodness, because I do not.
It's so funny because like I've seen your husband bring you like grilled cheese, and the other night I think I was drinking on Livewire or something, and Nick was like, "Do you want a grilled cheese?"
I said that all the time. Yeah. Yes. I try not to eat on the stream unless I'm like, Yeah,
it's just really like I clearly need something.
Yes. Amy Boom. Hi guys and gals.
I'm working at it.
Adriana found any Scotch to like? Yeah. I feel like I failed you guys. And not
wait. We're about to have Lagavulin 16, and this is the one I've been excited for.
So I think she'll like this one. But next time I just need to go full on into the peat. I just need to, again, it was like with Julie. I just needed to send a full on peated Scotch flight. So next time we'll do Lagavulin 11 and Lefroy Glore and all the things. But
is Julie dig the Lagavulin also?
So she doesn't like Lagavulin, but she does like Ardbeg and like Ben Riach, which has a peated 10-year-old and a 12-year-old, I think. A lot of the peated stuff she's liked. So yeah, but she doesn't like Lagavulin. So. So yeah.
Well, I can smell the peat on the nose, so I'm already
Okay, here. Actually,
excited.
I'm gonna get it. Let me just see if there's any.
Is this finished in anything? Because this is very peaty.
So I think this is just bourbon and sherry. Pretty sure. I don't think it's
anything nuts. Yeah, I actually have the so the day after I did the Whiskey Crusaders one, we went to the liquor store. And I didn't even know about, to be honest, about the new Lagavulin, the Offerman edition.
Oh yes,
in the
that's
Guinness,
right. That's
in
right.
the
You have
Guinness.
that.
And this other guy was looking for it because it was, for whatever reason, they arrive on Tuesdays.
Oh, okay.
And it was Tuesday, and this other guy was there, and he was like asking the people to bring, because we're state controlled, so we have an app, and you can see the stock in every store.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so this guy was like, I know you haven't, like, you need to check this box, and so they had 6 in the store, and this guy knew and was there ready for it, and so he got one, and we were like, well, I don't see anything else I want here. Okay. So I just picked up the Lagavulin, the newest Offerman edition. And it is did you try it? Yeah, I like it a lot.
Oh, cool.
It's good. It's definitely I think I like other peated ones more. Like I feel like it could be heavier on the peat. It's almost a little too smoothened out by the Guinness. I think I get a little bit too much of the Guinness influence.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Forgive me, dear Guinness fans in the chat, but I think I like a heavier peat presence.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna have a peated Scotch.
Yeah. I love stout and just any kind of anything like that. So I feel like I will just love it. But yeah, I'm interested. I think somebody's giving me a sample of that, so I'm excited to see how it tastes. Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say if somebody wasn't
Lagavulin 16.
No, this is
first time.
I think this is the first. I tried so many on Whiskey Crusaders. I can't tell you what I had.
I had him send
me
a list of what you were drinking, so I didn't send you the same stuff. So I think you haven't had this, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't think I had this.
So. I think you may have had. If you did have a Lagavulin, I think you may have had like a distiller's edition or something like that.
I was about to say that. I was like, I feel like it was a distiller's edition. I think there was one on there, but I think it was a distiller's edition.
Yeah. Yeah. True. You a lot of booze in Utah.
I think Utah held the Olympics Winter Olympics in 2002, and that loosened up the alcohol laws a lot from what I have heard. So it's improved greatly. I mean, we still don't get a lot of what other states get, but we're improving. We're working.
Yeah, little by little.
We have the view to make up for it.
Right.
So it's funny because this one's smoky. It's not as savory as certain other peats.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Like, I mean, it's good, but it's just
yeah, there's certain ones that I really like this, but there are a lot that I like more than this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In terms of other distilleries, but yeah.
It's funny because it's smoky, but it's like a mild smokiness, like the day after walking by the campfire kind of thing,
Yeah, I feel like this is much more campfirey, and yeah, definitely like mild campfirey.
Right. Yeah.
Other ones that have kind of like smoked fish and like smoked, lots of other
barbecue kind of thing.
Barbecue.
Yeah. So, I mean, I get a little bit of that, but not a ton.
Yeah.
Do you know what proof this is?
I think it's 43. Yeah, 43, and this is colored and chill filtered. So.
Oh, gotcha.
So.
Do you know if the coloring, like, messes with the flavor?
So, I think it's probably debated just like anything else, but E150A by itself does have a flavor. I guess E150A is one of the least flavorsome caramel colorings in terms of, I guess they have different grades, and you can only use E150A, and it has less of a flavor, but it still has a flavor. So it's like you are adding a flavor into it. And I just, so yeah, I guess to answer your question, I think yes, because if it has a flavor, then that flavor is being put into the whiskey. So
Right. So it's some kind of, and I mean, there's so many like little complexities and subtleties in whiskey flavor. So it's like even a small thing could totally influence that. I just want to say real quick, Mike Meyer said he wants a sticker. I just got stickers, actually.
For your hydro flask, I saw that.
I'm so stoked. I got, thanks to Trav, making like ridiculous, oh God, I don't know what I'm doing.
Just love those.
Logos for me.
So cool.
I'm trying to figure out Patreon and I can't see anybody's address. It's like, but I can't see a single person's address. So today I was like, hey, if you want a sticker, So Mike Meyer's asking for one. I'm trying to figure that out, Mike. So I'll get you one as soon as I get it figured out.
On my Patreon, I think there's a way that you can require when Patreons sign up to put in their address for the sign up. Like Bourbon Junkies have it where you immediately put in your address. So if they are going to send you anything, they have an address on file. But mine, I don't require that. And so I don't have anybody's address. So when I'm like, oh, I'm sending you a coin, I just email them and ask them for their address.
Oh, okay. So you just ask for it.
You might have to require it in like some sort of settings, like address or something like that. So. Okay.
I wondered if it was because I didn't have like a perk for sending things people before, so it didn't show up. Yeah. Because somebody had checked theirs and said it's set up that it's visitable to their other, things that they're a patron to, so it should be visible to me, but it didn't have the option. So I don't know. It's confusing. I'll get around it.
Boom, just send in a $5 super chat. Whiskey, chicks, rule, go Shayla and Adriana. Heck yeah, guys. Oh, by the way, if there's any women in the chat, we got a little Facebook group. It's not mine, it's Michelle Lynn's. But we're all in it and we all talk about stuff. Yeah, Women of Whiskey's right there. So if you search Facebook group, and I think they also have an Instagram page and all this stuff, they go live on Instagram and they do kind of cocktail nights and stuff. And it's just kind of a cool, fun group to be in. So if any women in the chat that aren't in that, or some lurkers that are ladies, just go over to Facebook and join that, because it's an awesome group. So
the Facebook is only for women, but the Instagram can be followed by anybody, of course.
Yep. Oh yeah, all the fellas
go support the Instagram.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just I think it's nice for us to be able to post things and not get mansplained to things, or also feel like you can be a beginner and not get like that. It's just like a friend giving you tips instead of like, not that men are bad, but can often, be like, oh, let me explain all the things to you. And it's like, whoa. I just wanted to know this one little thing.
And if you are a beginner, it's, sometimes that stuff is intimidating. And I feel like everybody has been wonderful in the whiskey community, but it is nice to just kind of talk to some gals and you maybe feel a little less intimidated. So, so if anybody's watching and wants to join that, come on over, ladies. And then the Instagram is for anybody, so for sure.
And they did a Scotch flight recently. Michelle Davillard and Kira Collins,
right?
Yeah, they did one.
Okay, so Travis said it took him 45 minutes to get the icing out of his hair after shipping out the cake last night. Oh my gosh, that friggin' thumbnail. It took him so long because he cropped everybody's face out. I'm like, that took a while. That was hilarious, though.
I think DC might have made it. I think it was DC who made it.
That makes sense.
The thumbnail king himself.
Yes. Yeah. That makes total sense. Oh my gosh. I thought, because I know Trev does like all that stuff too. In terms of like Photoshop and stuff. So I thought he made it, and I was like, my gosh, this is hilarious. But DC probably made it.
I mean, Trev 100% on his own was like, told me on a live stream, he's like, hey, by the way, I'm designing you some logos. I was like, okay. Because mine was made in PowerPoint. So,
he is so awesome. Yeah, when I was first trying to do OBS, I had no idea what I was doing, and he was like, call me. And I called him and he walked me through everything and like, okay, here's how you set up this. Here's how you set up this. He's so awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
Oh, Luna?
Yeah, I tried OBS once and was like, I'm so confused. I'm done.
Luckily he was there to help. And I'm like, if I want anything else to be done, no idea how to do it. It's just staying this way because this is all Trev taught me how to do. I'm like, this is it, guys. So Luna, so if you didn't hear about our Women of Whiskey's Facebook page, Michelle Lynn runs it, and I'm going like this, like it's in the link in the description, and it's not. But just look up in Facebook.
If you just look up Women of Whiskey,
and it'll have a logo like that.
Yeah, that's what the logo looks like.
Yep.
So I'm actually one of the mods for it, so I'll let you in.
Cool. Yep.
Kind of thing, but
I love mansplaining whiskey things.
Freaking man! It's so funny. My old boss used to come in. I'm a scientist, and he'd come into the lab, and and he'd like stand with his like legs really widespread, and he'd just be like starting to explain things that I obviously already knew. And I had a little sign that I would hold up that said, "Warning, mansplaining ahead."
Oh my gosh. And then he'd be like, sorry. Oh god.
So it was super fun.
Guys at work, and it's hilarious. I swear this guy would talk about how to work through
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and it's not to say that it's not to say that the entire whiskey community is like that, but it's just
no.
A lot of the whiskey pages are very male dominated, so it's very nice just having, both options, I think. Especially if you're a newbie kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's like you're trying to learn and get into it, it's less intimidating. All right. Yeah. I'm gonna dig into this Lagavulin.
Okay. This one I think is really different than a lot of other peated Islas that I've had.
What is? I cannot decide what that is. I just wish there was more peated presence. I feel like there's not enough peat presence. Like I can smell some on the nose, especially compared to what I just had before it. But it's definitely not like crazy heavy. But then on the palate, it's just like it's not bringing a lot of the smoking. Mike Myers says I'm comparing it to Ugadale. I do love my Ugadale.
Yeah.
It also has a great name, Oogie. But hold on. It's going to take some. It's funny. I feel like Scotch is just like a deep thinker for me,
Yeah.
And I forgot to bring out my flavor wheels here so that I can stare at them and be like, what is this making me think of?
Yeah, I feel like this one is a little bit more earthy in terms of like the peatiness. It's kind of more like I get a tiny little bit of seaweed on the palate, but it's more, I kind of think it's more on the earthier kind of direction than like super, like fishy or super, like maritime. It's got a little bit of that stuff, but not as much for me.
Yeah, I do get like, especially near the end there, like a hint of that sort of saltwater air kind of thing going on, but it's definitely just a hint, and like a very vague smokiness. So in Utah we get a lot of wildfires, and it almost makes me think of, sometimes I'll go outside and kind of be like, because it gets hazy and everything, where it's like the wildfires are a ways away, but it's like there seems like there's just something vaguely in the air.
Yeah.
So Jaime said, I think Jaime, must be on the low ABV. I honestly have been thinking that throughout. I'm wondering if some of my difficulty in trying to figure out what it is that's going on is that lower ABV, because normally, my intro bourbon will be like, a 50%, and then
and all
normally
of these are below that.
And everything, after like, and sometimes I don't start. Sometimes I start like on rare breed or something, and so it's like, but I think Scotch also, at least with the peateds I've had, is it can be there can be so much going on flavor wise that it doesn't quite need as much proof, to bring in that flavor. Whereas I think bourbon very much like needs more proof to really bring in the flavor, at least for me. Like rye, I think, we all know how I feel about rye, but like like they can be lower proof and still hit you with flavor. Whether that's good flavor or not is up to you. Like, so I think, Scotches tend to be in that way of they can still bring a lot of flavor, but maybe for me, that's more like the heavily peated I can just get so much savory and barbecue and smokiness and, and like dark fruits and things out of those.
Yeah.
Whereas these are more delicate.
Yeah, this one is definitely more of a delicate one. The other kind of bummer thing about this one is that it's chill filtered, so it's 43%, but then I feel like a lot of that stuff gets kind of stripped out of it. So that might be part of it too, because if you're having a higher higher ABV peated whiskey, it's not going to be chill filtered. So on top of all these flavors, it's not chill filtered, so you have everything, But this one, you get it's a little bit more kind of stripped down. Diageo exists, so usually those are more on the colored and chill filtered side and lower ABVs. So
I've recently
I like it
tried
it's
again.
Different, but
I've recently tried again the Gentleman Jacks of Jack Daniels, and actually I was going to comment on that, but the Gentleman Jacks, which is like 80%, I think, or something, and
I'm pretty sure.
Or sorry, 80 ABV or proof, and chill filter or charcoal filter, like triple charcoal filter, like it goes through an extra one or whatever to make it extra smooth.
Yeah, it's double, in comparison.
Yeah. So that feels, that compared to like a Jack Daniel's single barrel proof kind of feels like this in comparison to like, the one of the higher proof Lagavulins or like non-chill, that's like what it does. I think that's like exactly what's going on. It's reminiscent of the flavors you would get out of it, but it's just not quite hitting. And it's so funny that was it Sugar Kitty who said about the burning fire sagebrush?
I totally get that.
I feel like that hits the mark 100%.
The perfect note. Yeah, that's why I put it up there, because I didn't want to miss it. And it's like, oh yes, for sure.
Yeah, it's like a burning sagebrush way in the distance kind of thing. Like it's that is very much what it reminds me of. Nailed it, Sugar Kitty.
Yes. Carla Max says, funny. Yep, I'm definitely being oppressed.
That's
how, mansplaining and stuff.
You're welcome.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, it was funny because my previous boss, we worked in women's cancers. We worked on uterine cancer. So like him being a male, and then everybody in his lab at that point, like, for a few years, we're all women.
Yeah.
And I constantly gave him shit.
That's awesome.
I was like, we don't need your male opinion here. What do you know?
That's pretty awesome. But, so, and now you've switched over. So now you're doing Alzheimer's research, right? Or okay.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So if you guys don't know, Adriana has a PhD. Yeah. She looks younger than me, and she has a PhD. Just so you guys know. So yeah. I always feel so inadequate when she's around. I'm just like,
never.
No, she's so awesome though.
What's funny is though, like I'm one of the older people. So I'm 33. I'll be 34 in September. Which, compared to the people who like, went to high school, went to college, did their 4 years in college, and then went to grad school kind of thing, is like a decent bit, not crazy older, but like a decent bit older than them sort of thing. So in my field, I'm like an older person in the field or whatever. So it's fun being on Whiskey Tube though, because you got all these old dudes.
You're like,
and we get to be the young women coming in and be like, guess so what? Awesome. We chicks, we like whiskey too.
Yep. No, I love it.
Yeah. But yeah, no, now I get to do, it's kind of the freaking lifelong dream to do also, like, it's very, very different from my PhD. It's a huge learning curve. I worked on the uterus, on endometrial cancer.
Yep.
So I know about that. I don't know anything about the brain. And for whatever reason, this dude hired me. So now I got to learn about the brain and Alzheimer's. Well, it's very much I'm a gene expression person. So it's very much a gene expression focused project, just in the brain and the gene expression affecting Alzheimer's disease and everything. So, but it's kind of the dream. It's like why I fell in love with biology was gene expression. And the reason I went to grad school was I hoped to get to do Alzheimer's research. So now I get to do both, and it's just like,
so when you found out, you popped what, Knob Creek 12?
Knob Creek 12.
That's so awesome. Oh, hey,
100%.
I don't know if you want to. Do you have any Knob Creek nearby?
Do I have any Knob Creek nearby?
That's a super dumb question.
Please. Which one?
Another glass. Okay, so I got this one. I don't know if I don't have a 12. I don't have a 12, but
no problem. I got you.
Okay.
120 proof? We talking 120 proof?
120. Yep. Okay. Hold on, I gotta get a glass.
And it's not a store pick, right?
No. It's just the regular.
Perfect. I got that.
I love this bottle so much.
Yes. We are friends for a reason.
Now I just need to get super duper into Star Trek, and then we will be.
Oh my God! Then we're freaking twins.
And I love In the Heights, so we're getting,
yes. I haven't even watched the movie yet because I was gonna. Actually, this Bluetooth thing is cool because I can talk while I'm.
I know.
Grabbing my
really cool, yeah.
But I was gonna reward myself with it after the Alzheimer's stream. But then everything I'd been waiting for came in the lab. So actually, I was up at 5 a.m. this morning.
Oh my gosh!
So that I could get into lab, get some stuff going, and I'll be in tomorrow because it's like everything came in finally that had been on back order because
right
for like a month. So I'm like, I haven't even had time to watch it In the Heights yet, which is I can't wait to watch it.
I'm like. I'm excited to watch it, but I'm also slightly nervous because the play was just like so amazing, and the experience.
Did you get to see it?
Yeah, so I didn't get to actually see like the real one. Yeah, I got to see one in Seattle, but it was still amazing. It was like
I got to see Hamilton here in Salt Lake. It wasn't with Lynn.
Yeah.
So Lynn did one after Hurricane Maria in Puerto Rico.
Oh, wow.
All my family entered the things, for it to try and is in Puerto Rico to try and hook me up or whatever. But we didn't get tickets. My boss even was like, if you get tickets to Puerto Rico, like I will help you get to Puerto Rico and get there to see it.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
But freaking, I can't wait to see it. I mean, it was still, I was worried the same way, like about seeing Hamilton without, having listened to the soundtrack so much and adoring Lynn. I was like, I'm going to see it, in person, but it's not with that cast. It was so good. So I'm like, as much as I worry about In the Heights, I know that Lynn was very much involved with the movie, only wanted to improve it. A lot of the actors and actresses are very much under his wing. So now you're talking my language.
I know, yeah. So that was really fun. I'm so glad that you came on and got to try some Scotch. And for some reason, I think it's because I've had Scotch not every day, but I've only had Scotch pretty much for the last 3 weeks, and I've just been like, I need some bourbon in my life. And she loves bourbon, so I'm like, I need to just have some now.
Yes. Well, you did do some pre-gaming.
And a little pre-game,
right,
yes.
With a bit of bourbon.
So
if she's a little more slammered.
Yeah,
I was gonna say if she's a little more slammered than normal, that's not my fault. That's the bourbon's fault.
I had a Russell's Reserve. That was, what is it, 110? Yeah, 110. And then I had a Russell's, or a Wild Turkey Rare Breed at 116. So, yeah. Yep. That was the pregame. And I had a few little bits of Scotch before. So, yeah, it's, I can't believe I'm holding it together this well. This is 120 proof, so we're getting into the territory now.
Oh, yeah. Now you're getting, hold up.
Yeah, I know, I gotta read.
Right, it's been screwing with me now.
Yeah, this might not be the best way to. Oh, whoops! No, don't do that. Hold on one second.
Lead into it. Are you ordering your grilled cheese?
No.
My husband's at work, so I can't. Make any orders.
So does he do science stuff right now, or?
Yeah. So actually today, he works at Myriad Genetics, which does. So they actually, up until recently, did all the BRCA1 testing. So one of the founders of them was one of the people who initially kind of discovered Braca and established it as a major biomarker for breast cancer. So they do a lot of genetic testing. So he works there. He got his bachelor's degree in biochemistry, and then worked in a lab for a while, and then was like, fuck it, I want to go to New York City and do culinary school.
How cool.
So, yep. So we actually used to work together. That's how we met.
Oh, okay.
So, and then I got a different job. So, and then he moved out here to Utah with me.
How neat.
So,
how neat. That's
sight
awesome.
unseen. He'd never been out west either.
Wow.
So
dedication.
Totally new for us. And my cameras, hashtag just add bourbon. I freaking love that. If my experiment that I started today and we'll finish tomorrow doesn't work, can I just pour a little bourbon on it and see if that does the trick? That'd be awesome.
I don't mess with any Knob Creek under 120 proof, but I love a good pick. This one, I'm so glad I got this one as my first Knob Creek because I just absolutely love it. Mine smells like toasted marshmallows. I don't know if yours does.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just so wonderful. I love it. I could nose this all day. It's one of my favorite bourbons of all time.
Amy Bohm is quoting from Helpless in Hamilton. She's like, will you share him? I'll share his food. I'll share his food.
Sounds like he should open a distillery. Ooh, scientist and chef. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
A little distillery / restaurant or something.
I'm actually super curious. I think yeast is a fairly small factor as far as the flavors in, a lot of whiskeys or whatever. But I'm still curious about like profiling the genomics of these different yeast profiles that they use.
Yeah.
And, like, could you, based on that sort of in a sciencey way, isolate like the particular yeast and particular aspects and, kind of genetically modify the yeast the way you wanted it. You didn't even have to blend, just, like how Four Roses has like all these different yeasts. But like, what if you could just
the way you want it?
make that more efficient?
And I know that I'm not sure about bourbon, but I know some scotches are experimenting with champagne yeast. And it seems, I haven't had one, but it seems to really affect the flavor that you get. The type of, just, I guess, the way that it's fermenting or something, or the type of kind of flavors that you get out of the fermentation because of the yeast. But I think Loch Lomond does a champagne yeast. Anybody, you guys will know. Does anybody else do like champagne yeast or notable ones that really have changed the flavors that you get?
Luna Aran immediately is here saying,
"Oh, there's a Loch Lomond or champagne, which makes a huge difference."
Y'all are on the same page. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. I hadn't heard. Again, I don't follow scotches.
Right.
I didn't know that because it's always about the wood, how much is aged, the mash bill, that kind of stuff are the bigger factors, I think, as far as bourbon, and yeast is a factor, but not as big of a factor. So it's like,
and I think because they do all those, like, we use our own proprietary yeast strain since the 1700s,
Yeah. It's like, well, what happens if you freaking lose that? Wouldn't you wish you had a genomic profile on it?
Yeah. And like,
I start that as my next side business.
There you go. I will make yeast for you.
Or profile your yeast, so if anything happens.
Cool. Right. At least you have, the... Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. That's so
I think I just love the spice and kick of a killer bourbon like that.
Yeah.
I mean, some of these were definitely much more surprising to my palate as far as me used to being like malt. I hate malt. Get the malt out of my face.
Yeah.
But ending on a Knob Creek 120 is always a good way to end.
Yeah, I figured you had to. I mean,
Yeah.
You're just raised like 10 grand. We have to have some sort of a celebration dram.
Yeah. Exactly. So I'm hopefully going to get some of the Knob Creek 12 cast strength soon. So, I like that. Scientific flavor artist. I like it. But I feel like because Knob Creek 12 was already sort of my celebration whiskey, but then you bring that up to basically the single barrel proofs, like it's just going to be divide. Granted, there's, Knob Creek store picks, but we're both drinking the standard single barrel, which is 9 year. And it's just, it's good stuff. I think it's funny. So you said you got raisins?
Oh,
or
no,
you said you got toasted marshmallow.
On this one, I don't know. And I get, that nuttiness and some cherry and a ton of spice on the palate. Yeah. I get a little bit of that. It's nice.
Yeah.
With lots of people messing with parts of the process that affect the flavor profile, hopefully yeast experimentation will get more common. Yeah, I think it's just starting to kind of like get into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I always wonder if people have tried and it's just too subtle a difference and maybe too intense of a process, or that it's not worth it business wise, or what the deal is on that. But it just seems like it should be a bigger effector of flavor. They're the ones doing the work.
Right. Yeah. All of those things are happening during fermentation. Yeah. I mean, obviously, where you take your cuts is going to affect which flavors come out, but the flavors being made are in fermentation. So
Now, as far as I was just thinking about this, so because I know that just in the bourbon world, a lot of times malted barley, like a big purpose of that is more because of its factor in fermentation than its role in flavor kind of thing.
Right. Yeah, it's more just for the enzymes.
Yeah. So in the Scotch world, I guess it's just like not even an issue. Because most of it is malted barley, or like anything malted also has that sort of role in fermentation. I never really think about that side.
Yeah, so and I didn't know this until I just made the video that I made that came out today. So every Scotch, which I didn't know this, because single grain Scotch, it can have other grains in it. So single malt has to be 100% malted barley, no question. But single grain can have other grains, but it has to have at least a portion of malted barley, which I didn't realize. But it makes sense because Scotch is not allowed. It has to be endogenous enzyme system. So it has to be the enzymes in the barley. You can't add enzymes to the mash. So it always has to have a portion of malted barley, just at least for the enzymes. But yeah, they have rye it's like 45% rye, and then it has malted barley. Most of the time for grain whiskeys, it's going to be like 90% wheat or corn, and then it'll have the rest will be a high enzyme malted barley, just to kind of help with the conversion of the wheat and the corn. But so it has to have at least a portion of malted barley, which I didn't know. I thought that single grain you didn't have to have barley. I thought it could be other stuff. So, yeah.
Okay, so then in that the single is in reference to the distillery.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. So in the video I said that too, because I was like, it says single grain, which makes you think that it is one grain. But yeah,
I wish they would put a comma.
I know.
If they just put a comma in between, that would help me understand that the single is not in reference to the grain.
Yep. Just
the single
that
is in reference
to
the distillery.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. I saw that came out today, but I was like, oh, good. This is like what I need, because I always get mixed up because they have the words next to each other that should not be next to each other.
Right.
Because they're not actually related to
and
each
then
other.
blended also makes it confusing. The word blended, you think about like people blending barrels together, and they're allowed to do that and still call it a single malt. It's not like, a single barrel or something. But yeah, it's because it's from one distillery. And then if it's multiple distilleries being blended together, then it's a blended, malt or grain or whatever. So.
That's not oh boy, Aquavita's in here. I'm sure.
Hey, Ron.
Is he grading you right now?
Where is he at? Oh, here it is. Wow, this is some educational stuff. Oh boy. I don't know about that, but oh, that's awesome.
Oh, Uta also.
Uta,
I should read through the full comment before I make this claim.
Totally fine. Is this one? Is this the one?
Yeah, that's the one I was.
Okay.
I mean, I haven't seen the previous chat leading up until this, but I just saw Ugadale and Utah and was like, what?
Oh, okay. That would go down for less.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. So you're going
good.
through a little flight. So there you go.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Wait, would Ugadale come in last place, Utah?
No, I think she means it'd be the last in the flight, right? Or maybe I don't know.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. Right. Sorry, we're just like jumping into your conversation at the end, but I'm just curious now.
If you're totally confused, just go watch my video that I made today, and hopefully it will make sense.
And then make like a little cheat sheet for yourself if you have a terrible memory like me, so that you can try to remember. Because I feel like, and you explained it to me in the in some Instagram messages about that the single and blended can often refer to the distilleries versus the grains. But I'm gonna have to go back and watch that video to get it straight for when it means the distillery and when it's talking about the grain.
So single always means that it's from one distillery. Single. So if you ever see single malt or single grain, it always means it's from one distillery.
Okay.
And then if you see blended on a bottle of whiskey, it always means that it's from 2 or more distilleries. Always.
Okay.
And then if you see blended malt, means it's from multiple malt distilleries, so it's still 100% malted barley. And then if you see blended grain, then it's the same thing. It's single grains having babies together. And then if you have blended Scotch whiskey, so it doesn't say grain and it doesn't say malt. If it doesn't specify if it's grain or malt, it will always have malt and grain spirit in that whiskey. So like Johnny Walker Red.
So it's a mix of unmalted and malted grain?
No, so it's
is it a mix of malted
barley and grain whiskey, which is usually 90% wheat or corn. So,
okay.
Which is a good flavor, or not a good flavor base, a good alcohol base to layer flavors over the top of. So you have your grain whiskey and blended Scotch whiskey. You have your grain whiskey, which has a really light flavor because of the way it's distilled. And then you layer single malt flavors over the top of those and blend them together.
Yeah. But do you get more flavor then if you just have a single malt?
Yes.
Or a blended, or just a malt?
Yeah.
Kind of just malt.
And also, it's interesting. So blended Scotch whiskey, which is a mix of grain and malt, their goal is to have a light character for their grain whiskey. But when you have a single grain whiskey, because they, like Loch Lomond, for example, has a single grain whiskey, they're super focused on how flavorful it is, though. So they're not creating that light grain whiskey. They're actually creating a more flavorsome grain whiskey because that's all that's going in. There is no malt to add, layers on top of. So, yeah. But most of the time, I would say malt is more flavorful. But nowadays, with the single grain direction or even the blended grain direction, they're becoming more conscious of kind of creating flavors with those things. So
so they're layering some like malt on top of those, or they're just keeping separate things.
So like single grain, they'll so like for blended whiskey that has grain and malt. Sorry if this is getting confusing.
No, I might be a little slammered.
It's
trying to keep it all straight.
No worries. So if you have blended if you have a blended Scotch whiskey, so like Johnny Walker, this is a really bad example.
Right, yeah.
But
Johnny Walker, not the White Walker.
I know. I don't have his head in the shed with me here, but so this has grain whiskey, but this grain whiskey, because it's going into a blend, the way that they create the grain component of this whiskey is they'll distill it to about 94%. So it's super light. It's, it's not going for flavor. And then they put other, malt into this to kind of add flavor. But when you're just a single grain, they're actually focusing on flavor. So the way that they distill the grain whiskey is going to be different than like a blended Scotch whiskey. So if that makes any sense.
Okay. No, that clicks. Okay. Yeah, that clicks. So it's like earlier on, they have to have already been making the decisions on what they're focusing on with this based on how it's going to end and if it's going to be blended with malted or not kind of thing.
Right. Yep. Yeah, if it's going to be a single grain or not. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that clicks. That actually does. Even for partly Schlemmer.
Okay. Oh, yes, I'm sorry about that. We're drinking 120 proof, you guys. So don't take anything I say.
After a 5 flight of Scotch, plus before that, she did some bourbon that was also higher proof.
Yeah. So stay lammered, but I'm trying. Okay. Aquavite. What if Loch Lomond mixed? Okay, so mix their single grains with their single malt. Then it would. That would be a blended Scotch whiskey, right? Blended Scotch whiskey? Oh no, because it can't come from
that's the same
multiple distilleries.
Right? Oh, so is that a single blend? Can you have a single blend?
Single blend?
Is this a pop quiz? Are you taking pop quiz?
Blend. No, but that doesn't exist, does it? There's only the 5 categories, right? Single malt, single grain, blended malt, blended grain, blended Scotch whiskey.
There is no spoon. Is that blended Scotch whiskey? Oh shit, you already said.
No, because it's multiple. It would have to be multiple distilleries. Loch Lomond is just doing cool things, and they're going to make the whiskey regulations change. Like they have to because of.
Yeah, it's just going to add new categories. I feel like that was like a trick question. He's purposely messing with us.
Oh, that's
okay. Jean de la Cuisine is also confused, and so that makes me feel better.
Single Scotch.
Is it a single Scotch? I don't know.
So when Loch Lomond, when they made their 100%, so it's 100% malted barley, but because it's made in a column still. Oh, thanks, dear. Mm. What are these? Oh, pineapple. Yay, thanks.
Not mango.
Pineapple. So when they made their single grain, so it's a single grain, it's made from 100% malted barley, but because it's distilled in a column still, it can't be called single malt because single malt can only be distilled in a pot still. So they wanted to change the classifications to name it something else, and they weren't able to. They were like, no, you can't. Okay. What are you laughing at?
So even though it was the same ingredient, they couldn't have a classification for that.
Yeah. Because if you call it malt, then it's made in a pot still. So if it's made in a column still, but it's 100% malted barley, it has to be called a single grain.
But isn't the malt process separate from the pot? Isn't that prior? That's prior, right? It's like, what do you mean? Allowed to like the malt process, the malting process, isn't it? That it's like allowed to.
It's still malted
grow in the dry.
Yeah, right. Still malted barley, 100% malted barley, but because it's not so single malt, the classification is it has to be made in pot stills using batch distillation. So they can't use a continuous still. It's not allowed.
Oh.
So if you use one, you go into the single grain category immediately. You can't be called malt anymore.
Is that because pot still is like a more old school thing? I don't know.
Yeah. So pot stills, that was the way that was your origin, right? And then the coffee still came around, and that was why the whiskey classifications came, because they were like, oh crap, there's a difference now. There's a column still and a pot still. We have to differentiate. So
okay. Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. So it's just
Roy is messing with you. I don't have an answer though. I feel like eventually that will be a.
Does Roy have an answer? He said it's a single blend but labeled blended.
Okay, it's a single blend. Yeah, but labeled blended, which would mean 2 distilleries, but it's not. So how interesting. Yeah, I love what they're doing though. They're just doing so many experimental things that are. Mike Meyer, I think they are woman-splaining now. Oh my gosh.
Having worked in a uterus. Very focused lab. We had a term for that, but I won't say it.
That's awesome. John de Luxine, by the way, coffee still has nothing to do with the drink coffee. Hashtag mansplaining. Yeah, so it's his name was Aeneas.
That was a person's name, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jean de la Cuisine.
So I don't know if you knew this.
Which I'm probably pronouncing badly.
Okay, and also, I say it the same way, so it's fine. He's so we're good. Okay, I'm probably gonna forget because Shay Lammard, but I'm pretty sure Aeneas Coffee was an Irishman. He invented the coffee still, and then he went to his people and was like, "We can make Irish whiskey so much more efficiently." And they were like, "Fuck that! we're doing pot stills. And then he went over to Scotland and was like, do you guys want this? And they were like, yes, please.
So he was a traitor?
He wasn't a traitor. He tried to give it to the Irish people, and they were like,
I don't know. That feels
get out of here. No, and he was like, hey, I have a patent. This thing is wonderful. And then the Scotch went, thank you very much. We'll make lots of money now.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. I hope he died a rich man with a castle in Scotland.
Okay, you can get, sorry guys, the amount that I will be able to read is drastically declining minute by minute.
I don't know if this is the one you want to read.
Oh, I don't even know. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right.
Yep. You're welcome for the warning. I'm like, I mean, I'm not against the DC.
Oh my gosh. 2 wheels down. Sending a Canadian dollar super sticker.
Yeah, Swami.
Thanks so much. Oh yes, that's right. He's 2 wheels down now. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Now he's motorcycle.
Adriana shamed me.
Oh, mango.
Is it mango?
Yes. Tahini, lemon.
Does it have tahini and lemon?
Yeah. You can't see it, but
perfect.
it does.
Yeah. Perfect. You're welcome. I'm sure that goes perfectly with Knob Creek white wine. You need that extra spice. The Irish loyal to fault, the Scots loyal but faulty. I don't know. It sounds like this coffee guy was loyal up until they wouldn't give him the money. So he was like, all right, bye.
He tried.
The Scots will give me money. So
Brian did a great stream on the Continuous Still. Yeah, so that's a channel that is like the nerdiest of the nerd. They've
yeah.
I think it's Dave Broom and God, what's his name? He's got kind of a cool name. Son of a bee, guys. Who's the other guy in Liquid Antiquarian? He's got red hair, kind of red hair.
Come on, chat.
What's his name? Yeah, they're like kind of historians. Like they're not really historians, but they just love that stuff. So they go over like old documents that they found. And Arthur Motley, thank you so much.
I knew somebody in the chat would know.
They would know. Yep. But yeah, it's a really cool. They talk about like the 1823 XXX. Sorry if I'm getting the date wrong, guys. But yeah, it's a super cool channel.
What's it called again?
The Liquid Antiquarian.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. Oh gosh.
I feel like especially like about the different stills and that kind of aspect of whiskey is a part I have not dug into it. I think also because like in the bourbon world, it's just not brought up that much, so it's not something that occurs to me very often. But at the same time, like the
history, or what do you mean?
Like the types of stills that are used, kind of thing. It's just like I tend to think a lot about the mash bills, more.
I think the mash bills are really important. We don't talk about mash bills a lot of the time in Scotch, especially single malt, because it's all malt and barley. So.
Guess what?
Yeah, but yeah, it's I think most bourbon is in a continuous still, but then like Woodford, they do a portion is triple distilled in pot stills, and then they mix it with column still whiskey. So yeah, I think most of it's in a column still, but sometimes you have ones that are pot still.
Yeah. I feel like some of the some of the craftier whiskeys and things are trying to see how that can bring in new flavors and that kind of thing. So but yeah, it's just like one of those things that I need to nerd out on some more and not hit my glass.
I thought that was your notification on your phone. I was like, I like that sound.
No, that was me. Like glass. I'm always fidgeting, and somehow the metal part of the pen.
Oh yeah, is like hitting
ding the Glen, because I have that. So I showed it off stream, but because I'm obsessed with this thing, I have this amazing Glencairn holder for a flight, but it only holds 4, and we had 5 in this one, so I keep forgetting about this 5th. But Whiskey Wiggle made this for me.
So cool.
And it is the coolest thing ever. I'm just obsessed, so I'm just going to use it every freaking chance I get.
I love it.
I freaking love it so much. It's gorgeous.
I do think I feel like most of the flights that are done for some reason are 5. So it's slightly just a little bit too bad there isn't a fifth hole there, but it is just like the most beautiful piece of, of art.
Well, it's funny because I think at home I normally do 4. I feel like that just works for my palate well, kind of thing, so like, so I don't get overwhelmed or whatever. But so like it for me it works perfectly.
Oh, nice.
But yes,
good certainly. To know for next flight. I'll just do 4.
Well, no, it's just like in general, it's like, if I'm gonna, I'm always asking Nick to like blind flight me, and I'm doing like an experiment because I'm curious about how your palate is affected by what you ate that day. We always talk about like how it's affected by whatever, the weather or your palate or what you ate that day kind of thing. So I'm trying to do the same flight on different days where the weather is different and record what I ate.
How cool.
Science.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, if you guys don't know, she has a PhD. If you just came in, she has a PhD. So science.
BT Dubs, I really like science.
Oh, Aquavite! Just sub to Whiskey Mountains. Thank you. Like, yay! That's so awesome. Yeah. That's so cool.
I'm not as historically detailed and researched as Shayla does. So, but it's I take what little notes I can on the trail with me.
Yeah. No, you have your own thing, which is just so cool. Like, I absolutely love your videos. They don't have to have history in them. Like, they're so cool.
Yeah. My family didn't know about my channel until after the Alzheimer's fundraiser. That's when I finally told them, kind of thing. Yeah. So and my brother even brought up this one comment that I had gotten where somebody said, he's like, you're like the Bob Ross of whiskey too.
Yes, totally.
I was like, all right, yeah, I'll take that. Like, it's just, the outdoors and the mountains and everything is just super peaceful and
and you have like a very chill, I think, especially on the videos, and maybe just because you're trying not to attract attention while other trail people are hiking, but you're like kind of, softly talking, and totally the Bob Ross of whiskey too. I would agree with that.
Yeah, I think when I'm out, even I always like to hike by myself, but I hike by myself for these videos. So it's like already when I hear other people, having a whole conversation while they're hiking, I'm like, why are you talking? Like, it's so pretty outdoors.
Shut up.
The whole point is the silence. I'll start like hiking way faster to try and get away from others. I don't want to hear your conversation. I like the quiet, the peace and quiet of it. It's just the outdoors is where you really, really get that. So, but maybe I am a bit quiet, which is hilarious because as a Hispanic growing up, in South Carolina, I was often told I was way too loud and to shut the fuck up.
Now you're like,
I'm quiet now?
Well, so it's exactly like Bob Ross, like a freaking drill sergeant, very loud guy, and then
that's right,
turned chill. So
he was like ex-military and then was just so chill on his channel and everything. So
happy little trees. Aquavite, and
we have a happy little mountain. I'm gonna say that in one of my videos.
We might have to
happy little mountain over here.
We might have to make a shirt.
Yes, I love that. Now that I might actually try to make sure it's.
Oh, and I can help you with that if you need.
Oh yeah, that would be cool. Now that I have like things from, it's the Bourbon Ranch. The Bourbon Ranch. I said it's Bourbon Ranch, so I know
it's Bourbon Night.
It's Bourbon Night. Well, that's like where he was Wrench.
I know, right? Yeah, that was the beginning of it all. And Devano, hello, lady. Sorry I'm late. Floods over my path caused a delay. Oh, got some flooding where you're at. Oh, hopefully it gets resolved. Oh crap. Has Adriana. So that's how you guys remember how to say her name. It's not Adriana. It's like Adriana. Like
like an odd version of Rihanna.
Yeah. That's what you got to remember.
Ever seen UFOs?
Night hikes?
Are you kidding? Really... I wish.
Josh Penn merch.
As a Trekkie who would just, kill to be the one who got to meet the Vulcans on First Contact Day or whatever, like, I would love to see some UFOs and the presence of Star Trek happening in my lifetime.
That is awesome. Yeah. I've seen the Star Trek movies, but I haven't watched the show.
Yeah.
I need to do it.
Yeah,
For sure.
I'm a bit of a Trekkie. Let me give you a ranking.
Oh yeah, do a ranking while we.
I know I had a vague idea. I just need to write it down. That's right. And
One second. I prefer odd rye, Anna. Mike Meyer just loves messing with you.
He loves the fact that I freaking hate rye. Angela Cuisine said the Federation of Planets would have a great start if the aliens are offered a glass of whiskey. Okay, so here's a great question then. What whiskey do we offer?
Ooh, guys.
Oh, it's an alien race.
Question. Okay.
So we don't know if they, need something mild to ease them in, or do they need something that'll punch him in the mouth, kind of.
I don't think you want to give them cast strength because they'll be like, "Oh, never mind. Right? We're leaving."
Yeah, it's like, what do you do?
Gosh, what would you do? But you want it to be tasty,
right? You wanted something flavorful.
Oh, it's time for a wrap. It's time for a wrap. Oh gosh. Okay. Okay, I got to do In the Heights, right?
Yes.
Okay. Me and my cousin running, just another dime a dozen mom and pop stop and shop. And oh my God, it's gotten too darn hot. Like my man Cole Porter said, people come through for a few cold waters and a lottery ticket, just a part of the routine. Everybody's got a job, everybody's got a dream. The gossip is I sip my coffee and smirk my first shot, cause people hot to work, bust it. I'm like $1, $2, $1.50, $1.69. I got it. You want a box of condoms? What kind? That's 2 quarters. 2 quarter waters. A New York Times. You need a bag for that. The taxes at it. Once you get some practice at it, you do rapid mathematics automatically. Selling maxi pads, fuzzy dice, taxi cabs. Practically everybody's stressed. Yes, but they press through the mess, bounce checks, and wonder what's next. I didn't breathe enough for that.
Amazing. Are you kidding? I've listened to that thing so many times I could never have remembered half the lines you just did.
So we both really like In the Heights, so that's why. Oh man,
that was a good one.
Lost my breath.
That was a good one.
And she's doing this while Shay Lambert. That's why I messed up, guys.
So now everybody's gonna go watch In the Heights after
In the Heights, guys.
You're all welcome.
So awesome. It's so awesome. The musical is the best.
Yeah. I'm excited to watch the movie. Haven't watched it yet, but the music is just so freaking good. It's funny because I played all of Hamilton to my dad, being like, "Hey, this is a Puerto Rican who made it big on Broadway," and he was kind of cool. Eh. He was like about Hamilton. I think it was a little too rap for him. Mm-hmm. And then I played In the Heights for him. And he just kept losing it over all the little things, and there's a lot of Latin beats throughout it and everything.
It's
he was totally all about In the Heights.
Vibes, the music that's set to it is really
96,000 gets me. I play it in lab kind of thing, and I'll just be dancing along.
Holla! Yes, I love that. Yes. Aquavite just sent me 10 pounds and says, "Wow. Thanks, Roy." I'm too Shay Lambert to listen to that, much less rap. Nice. Where is the fire emoji? Oh, thanks, guys. Normally I do shorter raps, but with that rap, you have to get the whole chunk of it, or else it's
it's that whole intro,
that whole part. Section.
Yeah.
We need someone to beatbox along with Shayla. I know. I feel like Shelf Turds, man. Shelf Turds has David is a seriously. He's a rapper. Okay, this is a nice pub to drop into. Off to pour a Glencadam nightcap. Oh, I'm so jealous. I wish we could get Glencadam here eventually. It's warm here. It may drop an ice cube in it. Don't tell anyone. That's totally fine. However you want to enjoy your whiskey.
I started with an old fashioned.
So we're good. So jealous. I cannot wait to try Glencadam. Pineapple and busking on YouTube. Yes. The 10? Yeah, I'm assuming it's the 10, but gosh, now that you've you've had everything now, so it might not be the Glencadam 10. So
I hadn't even heard that one, which is saying literally nothing.
Oh, no, I hadn't heard about it until Roy mentioned it. Glencadam 10. I think it was his hero whiskey, if I'm not mistaken, which means that it's like just a fantastic value and wonderful and just kind of a perfect little dram, you know?
Nice. Do you know if that's available in the States?
I don't know if it's available in the States. I've seen Glencadam 19 or 21 or something, but I've never seen the 10 ever. And I just wanted to try the 10, so... I mean, I want to try them all, but I would like to try the 10 first. Oh, so what was the face that DC is talking about?
I was just trying to decide my last place and took a sip of Glendronach.
Yeah.
And I think that's what DC is talking about.
Darn it.
Oh, that one is rough. I'm gonna have to agree with Julie on that one. All right.
Oh, bummer. Glencadam 15 is great as well. Yeah, I feel like probably all of them are wonderful. But I just wanted to try the 10 at least to start, and then kind of work my way through the range, you know.
Sugar Kitty says that they're seeing some Glencadam.
Oh, nice.
So I know they're in the States.
I hope it becomes more and more of a thing.
Yeah. Okay. So I think I have my order. Only took like 2.5 hours. Y'all are welcome.
We're just hanging out.
Yeah, this part is like, well, sorry.
Yeah.
No. If I was the person in the chat taking all the notes, I'd be like, give me your order already. I need to find it. So I think Glendronach 12 is definitely last place.
I'm gonna stop giving that to people. I'm done.
Yeah, I don't know that any bourbon drinkers are gonna be.
I just thought because the sherry sweetness it would, but in flights it does not come through. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just bad at ordering flights. Maybe I need to start with that one. I don't know, but I'm done. Okay.
Well, is that the one? Is that the one you said that had after airing out had gotten word, or was that the?
Yeah. And I assumed, I was like, is it because I've gone, through quite a bit of the bottle? It seemed to be much sweeter before, and I think maybe it's because of the way that the flight goes. And people mentioned, John de la Cuisine, and I think Sugar Kitty said they like it separately, but in a flight, it's something happens to it, and it's just not. It's not right. So. Yeah,
somebody was that the one that was like, got overripened.
Yes, yeah. I think from the PX sherry.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Okay.
John de la Cuisine. I'm having so much fun. You two are awesome ladies. Oh, thanks, John. That's awesome. Yeah.
Women of whiskeys.
Heck yeah.
So I think the fourth one is the one that I keep wanting to say with a southern accent, but it's actually Craigellachie.
Yep.
Okay, I need just like a little accent mark on the E so that I can. Why don't we have accent marks in English so that we can know?
I know. Like this is where you emphasize.
Like here, this is where it goes.
Yes.
That would. And actually, maybe like, proper Gaelic has certain symbols or whatever, but I don't know.
I'm gonna crack this smoked maple Knob Creek. Oh boy.
I have not, so I'm questionable about that. Like as much as a Knob Creek, I'm questioning. That just sounds like it'd be cloying sweet,
I feel like it'd be weird.
Yeah, I worry that maple would really I think one of the things I like about Knob Creek is that it's not overly sweet. It's much more on the like leathery, earthy, nutty side kind of thing. There's like a lot of Buffalo Trace products are more on that like. We're bringing you in with our sweetness.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
So, I just don't know about that smoked maple one. So.
Nice.
Oh, okay. So they've got it in New Jersey. I don't know why I was thinking Sugar Kitty was in Florida for some reason. Maybe because Ardolinos and the lakes are in Florida.
Yeah, so there are a lot of Floridians.
Yeah, like Whiskey World, Florida.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, so Glendronach was your fifth. And then what was your fourth? Oh, Craigellachie.
Yeah, Craigellachie.
Okay.
And then my third, I think, would be Buna. The Buna Haben.
Buna 12. Okay.
Yeah. And then I think my second, which is the one I thought would come in first,
Yeah,
but maybe because of the chill filter rate and everything was just like disappointing at the level of peat.
Yeah.
Which is probably actually a good intro of peat for people, who are like being introduced to peat.
I think so too.
But yeah, it was that Lagavulin 16.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'd say
Yeah, I thought you were gonna like this one the most too, because I knew you liked peat. So
yeah.
But yeah, it's a little bit different.
Yeah. And that's not the previous Offerman, right? That's just a regular Lagavulin.
Yeah, so
right?
Oops, you can't see it. So yeah, this is the Lagavulin 11, and then this is just the regular 16. Yeah.
So he has 2 Lagavulin releases, or no?
Yeah, so this is just the standard Lagavulin 11, not in Guinness casks. And
gotcha.
I think this is almost all ex-bourbon. That's what it tastes like anyway. And if it does have any finishing, it might be a little bit of sherry, but yeah, no Guinness cask on this one.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So I'll send you that one next time. See what you think.
Yeah. And if you don't get a hold of that, the Guinness finished one, let me know, and I can, hook you up with a sample of that.
Sure. Yeah. I think somebody said they were sending me a sample. Somebody emailed me and was like, "Oh, hey, I want to send you this." So, or hand deliver it. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, but if I don't, I might have to hit you up because I just want to try it. I love stout, and I just think it was wonderful. So yeah.
Yeah. It seems like the ideal blend for you.
So this is funny because I was actually this is your favorite out of the flight.
Yeah.
And I thought that this would be one of your least favorite.
Is that because of the like waxy?
No, because it's I think it's almost exclusively ex-bourbon cask matured. And I just thought that it might be a little bit too malty or scotchy, for you. I was a little bit concerned with that. So
yeah, honestly, it's probably the one I drank. So as you kind of saw at the beginning, I measure out equal.
She measured out. It was so cute.
For everything.
Yeah.
Because it just gives me a very accurate representation of and knowing what I drink, whatever.
Yeah, no, that's perfect.
But yeah, that's probably the one I drank the most of.
Yeah.
This is the Deanston.
Yeah, and I just really like I love the flavor of it, but I love the texture. It's wonderful. So
yeah. So I'm just pouring a slight bit more.
Yeah, pour a little more. Okay, Luna Auden just sent me 11 euros. Just a little extra to keep your bourbon buddies happy with Scotch and peat. There we go. Akavite says, yeah! So he is the one that turned me on to Deanston. So I bought this because of his recommendation. So it's one of his,
Yeah.
So he's pretty happy now. That's awesome.
So did you
Yeah.
What was I about to ask? Has the Deanston been in any of the other flights? Because I know I've heard you talk about Deanston before and be that you have done a flight before just on your own, and I know Deanston is a big hitter for you.
Yeah.
But have you sent that in any of the other ones? Has anybody?
I may have sent it to Matt. We haven't done his flight yet. And the Bourbon Junkies, I cannot remember if I sent them this. I think I may have sent the Bourbon Junkies this. And we're going to do it on July 17th, I think our flight is. So, but I haven't sent it. I don't think I sent it to Julie, and I don't think I sent it to Klein or Trevor or HBR. So, I think you may be the first one in terms of the order of the flights. So,
right. Yeah. Okay.
Aquavite doing the Deanston dance. So, if you don't know, Adriana's got a whiskey shimmy, where if she likes something, she does a little shimmy. So the Deanston dance or the whiskey shimmy, I guess. That's awesome.
I love it.
Yes.
Aquavite's got his shimmy.
There we go.
Okay, I want to tune into one of his streams and see him do the Deanston shimmy.
Okay, hey. Roy, you asked for it now. You got
we gotta have that
next Thursday. Oh gosh,
that's perfect. What time does he come on? Like Eastern time?
Eastern 3. Oh, so it's 4:45.
Okay, gotcha.
45, I think.
So
yes.
Like 45. Yeah. I assume most Americans kind of translate things into Eastern time. So
I know I always put my times as
yeah.
Eastern, even though I'm not Eastern, just so that it's like easier for people to be like, where is she?
Yep, that's that's how I've advertised. Even though I'm Mountain Time, I'm like nobody knows what that is. Like,
so yeah, I think he comes on my time at 3:45 here, and then it's 4:45 Eastern. So
yeah, okay,
sure.
Okay, cool.
Jenna looks saying Deanston 18 is amazeballs. I bet it is. I think I have a. No, it's a Deanston 2008 Bordeaux cask, I think, sample. I'm afraid to try it because if you love it, then it's like too much money on things. Yeah.
Would you say dough cask?
Bordeaux, I think.
Oh, Bordeaux cask. Oh, okay, okay. I just heard dough cask. And
sorry. That may have been Shay Lammert. I may have said dough cask.
A little slammered abbreviation.
Yes, the dough cask, guys. You know what it means now. This week is Tomatin, but the week after I may make space for the Deanston dance. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, and Adriana, if you can't make it, I'll at least send you I'll send you a timestamp for when it
perfect. Yeah. Okay, because I will be actually in Vegas the week after.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, I'm excited. We're going for our anniversary.
It's oh God, I'm clicking too many things. I've screenshot evidence of the opposite of Deanston shiver, the Glendronach shiver, sent to Facebook Messenger. Hold on,
no.
I gotta see this.
Oh no,
he sent me that photo.
It's probably similar to my my rye. I have a rye, winch and a rye.
He sent me a photo of Matt doing that kissy face to the.
Oh yes.
He sent me this one. Oh, it's not good at all. And then he just sent me this one. You guys aren't gonna be able to see it. It's like a not happy face. Oh my gosh.
What's funny is the chat that he sent it to me and with a couple other people, somebody responded, "Was that a rye?"
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh,
nope. That was a Scotch.
Nope, certain Scotches can have the same effect.
I liked a couple of them, though.
Yeah. No, this has actually gone. I was honestly worried that I was going to have the wince on more of them than I did. So Nick will be happy with me that
that's good.
It wasn't a shit show. Because he likes Scotch and he wants to.
Yeah. If you have any more, I'd be really curious to see. I don't know if he's tried these ones or what he likes or whatever, but I'd be curious to see what his order is.
I'll have him do the same flight actually because I measure it. I always end up with a decent amount left.
There you go.
So he can.
So what do you do? A half ounce? Do you do a half ounce?
Yeah, I do a half ounce.
Okay.
With my little
cup. Yep.
So. it does the trick. Women's rice was the hell?
What are you doing?
Oh boy. Do we have a troll in the chat?
Oh, we have a little troll. Okay.
Boom.
There we go.
Took care of the problem.
Out. So. The troll is out.
Is a Deanston dance anything like a Highland Toast? Oh, that's what I was.
Oh yes. What?
I was gonna ask. Because there's like Highland, Isla, other regions or whatever. Yep. What is Deanston?
Deanston is a Highland.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep. Yeah, and
so is a Highland Toast a thing?
Yeah. I'll tell you about it in a second. Okay. Glendronach is also a Highland.
Okay.
Bunna is an Isla. Craigellachie is a Speyside. I would say Craigellachie is not a typical Speyside though. So I wouldn't say like. If you don't like it, don't go for Speysides because most Speysides are not like this for me. So, and then Lagavulin is an Isla. So
Isla, right? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So the Highland Toast is I feel like I have to do it now, and I don't want to do it. So the Highland Toast is this. So Jim McEwen was the master distiller at Bruichladdich, and as well as Bowmore, but. Bruichladdich was kind of his last one, and he just retired. But what he does is this kind of like warrior salute thing. So he does it for large crowds, and it's this thing. So you have a dram. I need to actually just get a dram real quick. Hold on one sec. Is this guy still okay? Yes. Okay. So I can't remember the order, but you push the like dram away from you. Is it Machlish first, guys? I'm not gonna remember, but so you go Machlish, 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 and that's like the out way. And you're supposed to be standing on a table when you do this, by the way.
Oh, of course.
I'm not gonna be doing that because this table cannot support my weight.
Neither can this one.
Guaranteed. And then you go stay leash, stay leash, stay leash. Yep. And then the up way is, I think, swash leash, swash leash, swash leash, swash leash. And then like the next one is kind of you like putting your sword like in its kind of thing, I guess.
Oh.
Like, or like killing the enemy or something. It's like, you know. And you go seize leash, seize leash, seize leash. And then usually you're in a crowd of other, warriors. And you would say slanja, which is like cheers. And then you would say slanja to the other people. And then you go slanja, and then you have to down the whiskey that you're drinking. So slanja.
Slanja.
And that was 116 proof wild turkey. So yeah.
I just finished my 120 proof.
Oh, no, there you go. So that's I think that's the order of how you do it. And it's so much cooler when Jim McEwen does it, like a million times cooler. And he also does it at a table with hundreds of other people that are saying it at the same time. So it's the coolest.
Oh, that's very cool.
Oh, okay. Aquavitae's helping me out. Mock leash, stay leash. Okay. Swash leash, seize leash. Okay, yes. Okay.
Yeah, I think you had the right order then.
Sweet. And I'm like 8 drams in. I can't believe I got that right.
Y'all, she has wrapped the intro to In the Heights for y'all.
You're awesome, Jayla. Oh, thanks, Troy. Appreciate it. Yeah, so that's and I don't know if anybody in Scotland will actually do it, but my plan is the first time I go to Scotland, I'm going to go to a bar and I'm going to try to get the whole group of people to do it. So we're all going to get a dram of hopefully the same thing, and I'm going to try to get an entire bar to do it with me. I don't know if it will work, but I'm going to try and video it if it will work, because Jim McEwen is my idol.
I love this freaking plan.
So if it happens, amazing. It will be on video. It will be on the channel.
That's going to be like your going viral video right there.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, we'll see.
You drunk in Scotland with a bunch of Scots.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I know it's probably not going to be this summer. It'll probably be next year. But yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait. So
yeah. Have you done any distillery tours or anything?
Nope. Oh my gosh.
Neither have I. I thought you had said that, so I was like, I feel like you're somebody else who also loves whiskey but has not gotten to do a proper distillery tour.
No, I can't wait. Yeah, I don't know if it'll be in Texas or Kentucky or Scotland. I don't know which one will be first, but whiskey with a roll. Hey.
I showed up
from the beginning. Yep, she showed your thing you made her.
I showed it off. I had to move the glasses real quick, but I showed it off. Scott.
Yeah.
Whiskey Wiggle is the bomb.
So cool. So cool. It is so pretty. I just love that.
Isn't it? It's just like that edge is just the coolest. And the bottom is still the bottom.
Oh, I didn't see that. That's so cool.
Yep. Isn't that
nice.
Awesome?
How cool is that?
I love it. I love it. Anything that brings the outdoors indoors is just perfect. I mean, that's why I like this.
Right, yeah, a little bit of wood.
Yeah, it's like metal and everything.
Those look like Pete had Frank's. He does he does super cool woodworking stuff, and I think he made like a wooden Glencairn, and that's his picture on his little this thing.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
No, these are Mash and Drum has like a discount code for the Snoot glass.
Oh, okay.
I have the black one too. You're supposed to get 2 blacks or 2 wooden. And I was like, can I get one of each? And they let me.
Oh, that's cool.
But I just thought this is like perfect for hiking with whiskey. And it's metal, so I don't have to worry about it freaking breaking like I normally have.
That's so nice, yeah. So Luna says, Shayla needs to give us a heads up and we'll join her in the Highland Toast. I know. One of these, maybe this, I'm brave right now because I'm 8 drams in. But I'm like, maybe I should just end every stream like that. Just bring a bunch of people in. We do the Highland Toast, and then we're out.
Yeah. Or at least like, you know, like certain special streams or something.
Maybe
where,
certain
like, near the end, you can like send out the link kind of thing, bring people in, and do that would be mega cool. You should at least do it for your birthday.
Yes. Okay.
That would be a fun one.
The whiskey experiment. Hey folks, sorry I'm late. No worries.
Oh, they just started a channel. It's like a really cool. Yeah.
He's like he does experiments. Who would have thought?
Like straight up like testing out the idea. Yeah. So I watched the first video, but he's got a few out. Yeah.
So
I love the concept. As a fellow scientist, I'm a huge fan of the concept. So yes.
So we're 2 hours and 40 minutes in.
You're welcome.
Record breaking. So Adriana is already record breaking because she raised $10,000 on her last stream for the Alzheimer's Foundation for Alzheimer's research. She's also record breaking in the fact that I think this is my longest stream I've ever done.
We talk too much about food and maybe not enough about whiskey.
It's fine though. It was super fun. I can't wait to have you on again. It was a blast. So please guys, please go sub to Whiskey Mountains. The link is in the description box below, and all the mods have commented it as well. She's awesome, and she's almost at 1,000 subs. We can get her there, guys. So yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna get off the stream before I make a fool out of myself. I probably have already done that, most likely. I'll rewatch tomorrow and see if this is a deletable file or not. I
don't think it's
Rise next time. I don't want to do that to her. I don't want to do that to her. She doesn't like them. I mean, maybe can find one, but no, I don't think so. Okay, guys, I love y'all so much. I will see you next week. I think with no guest, just riding solo to next week. Pretty excited about it actually, because streams with people are hard. No. I love having you. I'm just like, I've had 3 straight weeks of guests, and I'm like, I just no more. For a little bit.
The fundraiser was my first time having guests, and it was like, oh my god, I was exhausted.
Yeah, it's pretty. No, not shots fired, Uncle Buck. I didn't mean it like that. I just meant like I'm an introvert, and talking to people is hard. Not that Adriana is bad in any way. She's awesome.
All the offense taken.
Okay. Now we're not friends, guys. Dang it.
Gonna have to pour some Knob Creek.
I need to get off the stream before I start saying things that I don't mean. Oh, yeah. There you go. What I learned today. Drink Scotch, drink bourbon, eat mangoes, and don't mansplain. Correct, Kevin. I think that's a great way to end the stream.
Perfect.
Thank you, Shayla. And Adriana. Wonderful stream and great info. Okay. Love you guys. Go sub to Whiskey Mountains, and I will see you guys next week.